She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case, cause she litigate with dignity and grace. She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case, cause she litigate with dignity and grace.
Hey Barbie, Chloe, period I, period 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 period got my name up in your mouth, you don't know no better. Don't forget I'm from the south, yeah, I got them headers. You watching everything I do, studying all of my moves. Wish you could do what I do. Period I, period period I, period period I, period period I, period.
Hello, litigators and opinionators. Court is now in session. How is everybody doing today on this beautiful Monday? Guys, I have been covering this story regarding the two YouTubers, the tragic killing of Finny, the legend here on the left side of the screen, and the perpetrator, Manny, on the right. He is Sin City Manny. His YouTube was previously called Sin City Family. He also had a TikTok. He had multiple streams of YouTubes. Well, I've been covering this story, guys, and I've been digging deeper into this story. And this story runs way deeper than a lot of people have been portraying on YouTube. And so based on my research, I want to dig a little deeper into this, and I want to look at the experience from the side of Manny. My last few videos that I've done on this, I have analyzed Finny's perspective, but also have to analyze Manny's perspective. And let me just give a disclaimer before we get into the information that I have found. No one deserves to be murdered. This was not a justified killing, but we do have to look at this from all aspects, because what I want to lay out for you guys today is the defense that Manny is going to present in court. What he is going to do, and me being let me just give you a background about who I am. I am an attorney. I've been an attorney for 11 years. I've practiced as a criminal prosecutor, so I'm very familiar with prosecuting criminal cases. And my prediction is that Manny's attorney is going to lay a very extensive foundation during his defense of the 2-year grueling emotional trauma that Manny and his family went through from the exhaustive list of trolling. See, this runs deeper than just Finny's lives. So Finny had done lives for about 2 years bashing Manny due to an incident that occurred in 2023 when Manny pepper sprayed Finny's wife and pushed her arm away when she walked up to him, right? But this runs deeper than just that story. So it wasn't just Finny doing lives, but Finny had a long list of subscribers that basically did his dirty work. So his subscribers would create other accounts. And actually, I'm going to go to some of those accounts. And in these other accounts, they would create different accounts called Sin City, and then they would put their name. And then in the videos, they would put, hashtag Finny is winning, because they were it felt like they were both in separate gangs. Let me say they were like in YouTube gangs. So Sin City Family was a separate gang, and all their subscribers, they kind of did the biddings of what Manny told him to do in terms of trolling, finding out personal information on the people that he was against, his adversaries. Well, Finny was doing the same thing. Finny's subscribers created different accounts on YouTube and on TikTok. And they would create these videos exposing and embarrassing Manny, doing certain clips about him. They would put hashtag Finny is winning, and then they would post these very humiliating videos of Manny, kind of in a way of making fun of him. But let's be very clear. Manny was getting hate, not just from Finny, but dating back to 2023. there were other individuals on TikTok and on YouTube who posted video clips of some of the disturbing things that Manny had been doing in the community. For example, some people posted clips of him taking videos of underage girls in inappropriate ways. Other YouTubers and TikTokers posted disturbing things of him assaulting other people on the strip. So let's be very clear that Finny wasn't the only YouTuber that was posting negative content about Manny. Let's lay that out. But what was difference between the other TikTokers and the other YouTubers that were posting this content that was bashing Manny, Finny had developed this community of individuals who no longer wanted to associate with Manny. And the reason why they didn't want to associate with Manny because they felt bashed and removed from his group. And they were removed from his group because Manny blocked them. So Manny got rid of moderators and Manny got rid of a lot of his subscribers that have been financially contributing to him. So those people who are scorned and hurt by this left Manny. Of course, they had no choice because they were blocked, left his group and went and joined Finny's YouTube and began to vent about what Manny had done, block them. And then they started giving super chats, their money that what they were giving to Manny. They started giving this money over to Finny and they were bashing Manny on the Finny YouTube channel. So that incident happened. And let me be very clear. There was some information that I said last time I want to correct. So the first thing I'd like to go over is Finny knew Manny before the incident, the pepper spray incident. So Finny used to be a subscriber. Before all this happened, Finny used to be a subscriber of Manny's. He used to watch his content because Finny and his wife love going to Las Vegas because they actually got married there. Finny and his wife met in high school. They were high school sweethearts. They got married in Las Vegas, and that's why they loved visiting Vegas so much. So they first became acquainted with Manny by watching his YouTube channels. And so they liked his YouTube channel up until the point that Manny got rid of his moderators. And Manny had a lot of great moderators. Everybody loved his moderators. Finny did too. And Finny and a lot of people were really mad when Manny just, some reason, I don't know why Manny did this, but he unmodded a lot of his moderators for some reason. And that Manny has explained on his YouTube channel that was the reason why he unsubscribed to Manny at that point, and he no longer associated with Manny. But just the year before the pepper spray incident, he had been invited to an event that Manny had put on. And he went to a Christmas event, the Halloween event before that. And so he knew of Manny before the pepper spray incident. So that incident happened, right? And then when the pepper spray incident happened, when Manny pepper sprayed Finny's wife and pepper sprayed Finny, people don't understand that is a detail. He also pepper sprayed Finny, and Julia assaulted Bubbly by hitting her with a stick. So when that incident happened, it just escalated into this beef online, and people who were scorned because Manny had blocked them for some reason, they went over to Finny's team, and it was like on YouTube, and they were all these disgruntled people that didn't like Manny, and they were over there. But here's where it runs deep. It wasn't just Finny that was talking about Manny. It was his previous subscribers, and they were creating these other accounts. And they were using these different accounts where you didn't know who the person was that had created the account, and they would post videos and they would bash Manny and they would make fun of him and they would repost clips making fun of him. And they also had different clips on TikTok. So Manny was losing subscribers. He had about 44,000 and he was trying to get to 50,000, but he never could get there because every time he would get subscribers, it would fall in numbers tremendously, and he would lose financial support. And I have to mention to you that Manny had quit his job, so his sole income was YouTube, whereas Finny had a job. So this income was just extra income. So you have to understand the dynamics that Manny was solely relying on his YouTube super chats because he couldn't make money from just streaming the Las Vegas Strip because he would get copyright strikes from the music that was playing in the background. So this is why this case is so emotional. We have to look at it from Manny's side because his attorney is going to lay out facts, and they're probably going to subpoena a lot of Manny's subscribers to come to testify of the emotional torment that Manny and his family had gone through like all these people that worked for Finny trolling him online. Every time he tried to leave a little bit and go to TikTok and try to make money there, but there would be people who worked for Finny who would go and make fun of Manny in his chat, or go to people who are doing the different. They would do these challenging games on TikTok, and the people who supported Finny would, troll him. So there was nowhere he could go. Like, he could not avoid these different subscribers who had created accounts. So it was like a Finny gang. It was a gang of people that was harassing the man and his family, and he felt tormented by it. And so it was over 2 years, Tavia, girl. It was from October 2023 up until his death that Finny was doing these videos. But I'm laying out all the details today because there's so much information I've gathered from different channels, different people who knew these parties. And it was way more deep than just the videos. There were different people that were associated with Finny's group that were creating these separate accounts, and they were posting videos. And so over the years, Manny had been posting videos threatening Finny, because an incident happened after the pepper spray incident where Manny went behind Finny while Finny was in Las Vegas and pushed him. And my thought process was, well, why did he just push him from behind? Now, I wonder if Finny didn't take him seriously, because it seems like this guy is like a short dude that just makes these little minor violent attacks, like just like a little pepper spray here and a little push here. I get it why Finny didn't really take him seriously, just thought this guy was a jokester because he's always dressed in clown uniforms and he doesn't seem to be someone to take seriously. But there's video clips that I'm going to play for you of Finny saying in one of his videos, he said, "I pushed him from behind because I was trying to warn him. I was trying to warn him that I can touch him at any moment." He said, "I could have chosen, it could have been bloodshed that day, but I chose not to." And he's lucky of that. And he said, but it doesn't seem like he's getting the warnings that I'm trying to give him. And that was very true. Finny took it all as a joke. He didn't realize the magnitude of trauma Manny was going through. And Manny is going to present that as his defense, that he was under an emotional, let's say like heat of passion. He's going to argue heat of passion, which is probably not going to fly, but his defense attorney is going to lay out all the years of bullying he went through and the different fake YouTube channels that were basically working under the direction of Finny, that was trolling him all from all these different accounts and on YouTube and TikTok, and he was losing money, and this was his sole income to support his family. And he not only this, guys, but there's a video of Manny talking about how his sons can go on social media, and he doesn't want his sons seeing information about him being a user and using his subscribers for money. So this was deeper than just a small YouTube trolling. It was a lot of people that were trolling this man, and they were all associated with Finny's YouTube channel. And Finny was basically telling them to go do this. So let's go into some clips. There's one video that I first want to start out with, where he is basically, the first thing I want to go, let's just kind of go in chronological order. First thing I want to share with you guys is this disturbing video. Now, because I said there was 2 years of trauma of this constant bullying of Manny and his wife, Julie also was over it as well, right? So there was a sick, disturbing video of after the shooting occurred during this tragedy when Finny and Bubbly was brutally murdered. There is a video clip of Julia, Manny's wife. Now, last video I said they weren't married, and they weren't married at the time of that video. That video was 3 years ago, right? That I played in my prior video. You guys have to watch that video when I talked about that story. However, I did find a subsequent video on Finny's channel of a woman named Vero, who used to be a follower of Manny and Julia, and she actually attended their wedding. So it turns out they got married at least 2 years or so after that YouTube video where Julia said she wasn't married yet. Well, they did eventually get married. And so they are officially married. And I'll play some of that video from the woman, because this woman went to Finny's channel. Her name was Vero, and she actually attended their wedding. And she talked about how Manny had tried to get into her hotel room and try to have sexual relations with her while he had just got married. So there was a lot of shady stuff Manny was doing. But on the other side, we have to look at both sides. But anyways, I'm saying all that to say, basically, Julia was fed up with Finny and Bubbly as well because of all the trolling that had been going on for 2 years too. The family was just emotionally exhausted, and it kind of pushed them to the brink. And actually, before this murder had occurred, a week before, Manny and his wife had gone to this museum, and it was a Bonnie and Clyde museum. Isn't that crazy? So imagine what they were discussing. They probably were discussing, that they're willing to, commit crimes together for our love, for their love. They just really had this disturbing type thing going on. So anyways, after Finny and Bubbly were murdered, Julia goes to the area where this occurred, guys. She takes photos of the deceased corpse of Bubbly and Finny. And then she walks off as if casually, as if nothing happened, right? Looking into her phone. And I think, and I'm pretty much speculating that she was looking at those deceased photos that she had took on her phone as she's walking away from the scene. So let's first look at this before we get into the other videos. It's so disturbing.
Relájense, nomás cúbranse. Yo fui ex militar.
¿Qué pasó?
Sí, son balazos, pero relájense nomás. No pasa nada.
Look, you can see her walking and looking down. She has the all black on. They just kind of spanned her photo really quick. There she is walking. They're circling where she's over where the bodies are, and she's taking photos, guys. And then she's looking down at the photos as she's walking by after the murders happened, as if nothing occurred, guys. It's so disturbing, and people are suggesting that this video demonstrates that she was in on the plan. She knew he was going to do this. There's also another video where they're kind of walking really fast with the camera to get to this location, as if they knew that they were going to be there and they were on a mission to catch them before they left. I'm going to play that video as well. But if you take a look at this video here, again, just look closely. It says here, this is Manny's wife right here after the murder had occurred. The bodies are over here. You can't see them, but the bodies over here by around the tree area. And she had took photos of it. And you can see her, like it's blurry, but this is her right here taking photos as where my mouse is. And she's looking down at the photos after the murder had occurred. So that is very disturbing. A lot of people are posting this around to demonstrate that she might. Can you believe that, Tavia? After there's 2 dead bodies and she walks off like nothing happened. And so people think that Julia was involved in it, and I can understand why, because she also had been suffering 2 years of trolling. They had been making fun of her chin. If you looked at my prior video, she had got chin liposuction. And so she was extremely very insecure about her chin. And so she was also getting trolled and bullied by a lot of people that were associated with Finny. It was like Finny had his own gang members. I'm going to just call them gang members because that's the way you can understand it. There were a ton of subscribers that were working under Finny to troll this family on different social media platforms. It was not only on YouTube, but it was on TikTok. And again, I'm not defending him as a murderer. I have to share both sides with you because this is going to happen in trial, where his defense attorney is going to flesh out the whole defense, and they're going to go over this, the trauma, all the trolling, that he couldn't get a peace of mind. He couldn't get away from the trolling. And in my opinion, I do think that Finny did take it a little bit too far. 2 years is way too long. It was so long that even his own friend D-Ware, who at first encouraged him to do this as a way to defend himself against Manny as a bully, even he got tired of the constant videos. And now let me keep it real. Finny only did these lives every Tuesday. So Finny had a real job. YouTube was not his actual job. He had a real job with real health insurance. This was just for fun. It was like a hobby. Every Tuesday night though, and maybe that was his day off, he would have the 4 or 5 hour lives, and they would just look at clips of Manny and make fun of him and his family and talk about the wife and how talk about how bad he is, expose him for things. Manny, on the other hand, had his crew looking up personal information on Finny and his wife, and they found out the job of Bubbly, and they went and contacted her job to get her fired. So there was a lot on both sides where they were doxing each other, getting addresses of each other. They were both going in on this long, exhausted trolling. But let's keep going, play this video some more before I move on to the next clip that I want to show you. So let's see. Yes, you can see her there. She's taking pictures of the corpse. It's so disturbing, guys. It's just like, oh my God. Okay, so let's move on from there. You guys get the point that this is absolutely disturbing that she's taking that photo. And that's why a lot of people are questioning that she was involved in the murder. But guys, there's some more stuff that was exposed about Manny. Now, Manny had been making a lot of threats to unalive Finny. There are tons of clips that a person compiled together on live to show all the different clips of him stating that he is going to unalive Finny. And see, Finny did not take it seriously. Finny just thought it was a joke. It was a little small guy. He could punch him in one hit and it's done, because basically Finny's 6'4", Manny's like 5'2", and his wife is like 4 or something. They're very tiny people. But if you see this video here that I'm going to play for you, there's various clips on here, and I want you to pay very attention. There's various clips on here of Manny threatening Finny on different occasions, and nobody seemed to take these threats seriously. But listen closely to the words he's saying in this video.
Orders. Oh yeah. Send me a video of those fools snoring.
We don't say her name.
I tell you, come out here one more time. That's why you don't want that bitch. Yep. Hey, you know what, Finny? That baby don't look like wait. That's not your baby, homie. You know. Before you come out here, make sure you tell your family you want to be cremated or buried, puto, or chop you up.
So that was the first warning you said. Before you come out here, make sure you tell your family you want to be buried or cremated, puto. So that was the first warning. And again, they just laughed at it. They brushed it down. I also want to lay out a detail for you that during these lives where Finny was bashing this man and his family, and again, I get why Finny was doing it. Finny was defending his wife because his wife was pepper sprayed and battered by Manny and his wife at a prior occasion. And that was his way of doing it, because Finny felt like he wasn't going to get any bragging rights by beating up a man that was significantly smaller than him. It would be such an easy fight. It was like, he was like, well, I'm not going to fight him because it's such an easy win. I'm just going to go ahead and combat this through exposing the things that he's doing online. So I get it. At first, maybe I understand, but 2 years, it gets to a point where anybody would get mentally exhausted by this. And that's what was happening to Manny. Like, he was to the point where he just saw red, and he first warned him and said, before you come out here, you got to tell your family we're going to be cremated or buried. Now, mind you, Finny's mother and his children would watch his live streams. All those live streams where Finny is making fun of, and his subscribers and followers on there are making fun of Manny and his wife and children. Finny's mom saw all of this. Finny's mom knew about the threats on the other side. My question is, why didn't Finny's mother tell him to stop this mess and say, hey, like, this is like getting too far. You've been doing this for way too long. It's time for you to stop this. This guy's threatening your life. Like, I just feel like there were so many enablers involved in this because children were, Finny's kids who are a little older, they're like 19. They're not older, but they're at least, 19, 20. And then there's like the littler ones, but at least the ones that are 19 and 20. And then the mother of Finny who's watching this, they should have at least told him that this is not the content you want to do. Like, you're sitting here bashing a man and his family. You need to stop this. But there were so many people involved that were on both sides that were enabling this. Family members, though. So, like, I feel like the family members are just as involved. And I feel like they're not as surprised as happened as people think because they knew all of this was going on. They may not have took his warning seriously, but they certainly should have. So let's keep going.
Put in your garbage bag, saying to your fucking mama, bitch.
He's got henchmen out here.
We won. I made you throw my bad out.
I did not touch the lady at all. You see the fucking video?
Sin City family haters, green light on them motherfuckers.
You gotta be a real one to be part of this family. Be ready to fight and defend the familia at any cost necessary.
Where are you from? I'm from the Sin City.
So you heard his keywords, green light on that mother effer. Basically, that means he's telling his subscribers it's green light. You can go after those people and harm them, do harm to them. He also says you have to be able to do certain things if you're a part of his subscribers. His subscribers was like a cult. They were a cult group. And he would tell them, if you want to be a part of this group, you need to go. Number one, he would have his subscribers go to Finny's lives and spy on the people who are a part of the live and the chat. And if any of them are following Manny and they were at Finny's live, then the spies would go back and tell Manny, hey, we saw such and such over there. And they were over there in the chat, condoning what Finny's doing. And Manny would, basically block those people. He would remove them if they were moderators. So he had different people working for him. He had people that was his subscribers that found out the address of Finny and the work information for Finny's wife. So they were both equally antagonizing each other. And you can see here, he's telling his subscribers he was actually ordering his subscribers to go and unalive Finny. But nobody did that, of course. But that's what he was trying to instruct them to do in the next clip I just played.
City family gang, bang, bang.
Remember, a real friend at any cost necessary.
Where are you from? I'm from the Sin City family gang, bang, bang.
Remember, a real friend.
And if you heard what he said, I'm from the Sin City family gang bang. So again, he treated his Sin City family YouTube channel and the subscribers as like his gang members that would go out and do his dirty work. They would assault people at the Las Vegas Strip. There's one that pushed a guy down who cracked his skull. Another one punched a streamer, and he had Manny actually did that, punched a man in the mouth who was a streamer because he didn't want him streaming on the Fremont Strip. So he uses his subscribers to do his dirty work.
Shares enemies. That is the word of the day. The familia at any cost necessary.
Where are you from? I'm from the Sin City family gang, bang, bang.
Remember, a real friend shares enemies. That is the word of the day.
I'm from Sin City family. How about you? Where you from?
A real friend / supporter shares enemies.
This is our corner, is it?
Hey, C-Rock, tell these words to fuck off. We're gonna fucking make a example off that fool watch. He thinks it's a joke. He thinks it's a game. You're gonna feel that shit, homie. Oh yeah, green light on that ass.
And us as a family should come together. Sin City family soldiers who stand up, take these people out. And I expect every one of you that's hearing me right now, that's been with the Sin City familia. Green light. Green fucking light, homies.
That is like a very disturbing clip I just played. Again, he's telling and instructing his YouTube gang members, he calls them, green light to basically green light. I'm giving you the instructions to go after Finny and take him out. Basically, that was his instructions to them. And then one thing he used to say a lot is, I'm going to make an example out of you. So he was warning Finny and his wife throughout these years that I'm going to make an example out of you. I'm about to take you out. And I'm going to demonstrate to people it's not okay to continue to harass a person and think you're going to get away with it.
Red light, Finny.
That fat boy over in Arizona, I got checked on. Send me the picture. I want to see that shit. I gotta do it. They took a fucking lesson on me.
Make sure you've been pulling up to West Place. Remember, not West Place. And it says you don't even got a car, just pull up. Just pull up. Pull up. Share it with all your Arizona peeps. Rudy, if you want to drop the link on Google Maps or something, 2-story house. So if you guys don't hear any answer from the windows or anything knocking on the windows or nothing, you can always throw a little bit of rocks on the second floor window and be like, hey, yo, Robbie, wake up, hey. The later, the better.
There's people that have contacted him that we don't even know. And they're ready to get you.
And you know how important this is to us, guys. We got to move on there in packs.
Family, don't let them say fuck the city, family.
So you can imagine he's telling his 44,000 or over 40,000 subscribers to giving them green lights. He's describing the house that Finny and Bubbly live in. Sorry, that it's a 2-story building. He's instructing them to throw rocks at the second floor. He's telling them like details about what he wants them to do to Finny and the wife.
Hey, take care of your family. What you gonna do about it?
Tell your cousins, your friends, your family, everybody knocking on those windows.
Oh, Dark Dante is Bicycle Tony. Oh, Tony, how you doing, brother? Tony, you already know. If you see him, take care of him out there, Tony. You know what I'm talking about, Tony?
I wanna see that fool sit on the plate.
Tony's a real one, guys.
Yeah, go. Remember, guys, pull up.
I don't want them to know where I live. Scared. I'm scared, and he knew where I live. Oh yeah, we're gonna go in there and knock in your fucking house, motherfucker. Watch.
Every Tuesday between 7 and 10 p.m., you send me a picture at this location. You might get more than just a shirt.
True friends share enemies. Remember that saying, guys. Real friends share enemies.
And see, Manny had a very cunning way of presenting himself. And he would basically try to persuade his subscribers. He's saying, if you're a part of my subscription, my subscribers and my members, my moderators, you have to share my enemies. That means you should not be at Finny's channel. You shouldn't be on his live, liking, commenting, subscribing. You shouldn't be doing anything over there associated with Finny, which is why he would have his followers, those who are his loyalists, go to Finny's channel and spy and see if there were any of his subscribers over there. And if they were, he would deal with them, meaning like he would have them blocked or whatever he would have to do to. So he really wanted his subscribers to be 100% loyal to him.
But as long as you take a picture, you can't be on the car. It has to be off the car standing in that property. You get a free shirt. That right there.
And look how crazy this is, guys. He is trying to persuade his subscribers to go to Finny's house, to take a photo of the house or any evidence of what they've done to damage the house or whatever. And if they do, he's going to give them a free shirt. Like, that's extremely disturbing. You think somebody going and committing a crime, stalking someone's family or whatever, and you think that all that is going to be worth a shirt? Like, seriously? Again, these are all clips of threats he made, and he would try to persuade his subscribers to do his dirty work, to go after Finny in different ways.
Again, screenshot it, share it, for everybody to get the Free Sin City Family merch. Here's the know we're coming in with some awesome support, guys.
Real soldiers with a silent Somebody's gonna talk.
And if they don't answer, knock on the window, on the side window. My boy usually is a big sleeper. Especially if you see movement or lights in there. Then you know he's in there. Remember, you guys gonna get a tank top or something.
When we get you, when I
Tank top.
ass. First, we're gonna beat your ass, and then once you're beat up, I'm gonna turn you over, and I'm gonna pull your pants down, and I'm gonna fuck you.
Or you can ask for his wife T too. Call her T.
And that last warning was disturbing to me. Finny did say he felt like Manny was a bi, liked men as well. Manny did spend some time in jail. I don't know if during his time in jail before he might have, got acquainted with some men in there, because the second assault that he had did, or battery, I would say, on Finny was to hit him in the butt. And so Finny actually filed a criminal charge against Manny, and there was supposed to be a court hearing the week that he was murdered. Actually, they were supposed to go to court about that. But this disturbing comment that Manny is saying he's gonna, attack you and then have relations with Finny's body is like disturbing. Like it kind of reinforces what Finny said about him, that he might like men as well, or be into some type of sketchy stuff. Because I just felt like that comment was just weird with him saying that comment. One of the threats that he made towards Finny.
It's looking like Rick Payne. Yeah, look at the picture. Look at her face. Her face.
If you just looked at that clip, I'm gonna try to go back to it. You see how he was getting clips and photos of Finny's wife, and this is why this kept egging on the bullying from Finny's side, because he keeps harassing and targeting Bubbly. And see, that's why he executed Bubbly in the way that he did on the night of the murder, because he had built a lot of anger towards Bubbly, because he felt, and even Manny felt, Finny felt as well, that Bubbly started this whole drama, because during the night that this pepper spray incident happened that triggered this whole back and forth beef, Bubbly was drunk, y'all. She couldn't handle her alcohol really well. She even admitted on one of her lives that I did a couple of videos ago that she was very drunk that night. And so she didn't really, normally she probably would have contained herself, but she saw Manny bullying another streamer named Sarah. And because she was intoxicated, she was feeling herself. So she thought she'd go over to Manny and confront him about how he had mistreated Sarah. And so she put the camera in his face when he didn't want to be recorded, which again, that's kind of weird because he was recording other people and he's in a public place. It just was weird that he was acting that way. But anyways, had she not walked up to him, this wouldn't have happened, basically. And so Manny built this anger towards Bubbly. And actually, Bubbly as a woman, she hit Manny back. After Manny pushed her arm away during that incident, she hit Manny back. There's a footage of her hitting him with the selfie stick, or whatever that little stick is they use for the phone. She hit him, and that could really destroy a man's pride, to have a woman hit a man. I don't think Manny ever got over that. It kind of like she like stripped him of his manhood when she hit him, and she's towering over this man because she's taller than this little scrawny guy. Manny's not that tall, and Bubbly is, and she's very aggressive towards him, yelling in his face and hitting him. I think that really built some severe anger and animosity in this man. He felt, because in his culture, the women are very submissive. They normally, don't bark back, or they don't disobey or disrespect their man. That's their culture in the Hispanic culture. You can even see it a lot of the clips that Julia, she seems to be kind of docile a lot of times. She kind of just lets him do his thing. She's usually just kind of like, it seems like in a way, like she just submits to whatever he says and supports him in whatever he says. That's kind of like the culture. So like when he has this woman who's not a part of that culture and doesn't respect the man, just like hitting him, and she's towering over him in height, and that stripped him of his manhood that night, and he never got over it. So he did have this built up, pent up anger towards Bubbly, and he took it all out on her that night, on the night he executed her in the back of the head, because he hated her. And she did the same thing the night that he murdered her. She jumped in his face again, getting aggressive. And it reminded him of that night that this whole beef started. And he lost it that night too. When he hit her, he shot her twice in the back of the head. That's my theory. But you can see here on the clip here, he's got photos of her. Like he was sending photos to his subscribers to basically see what she looks like. This is the woman I want you guys to go after. He had went to her, like harassed her at her job, had, you know, people calling her job. He really hated Bubbly. Like he hated her to the core. And the weird part is Bubbly was not on any of those lives on the Tuesday nights when Finny did his lives bashing Manny. So you would think, you know, he probably would have gotten over that one little incident, but he never did, guys. He hated Bubbly. Like he hated her to the core. That's why you notice he shot Finny multiple times, like throughout his body, right? Actually, Finny was still breathing when the officers came. They were trying to resuscitate him. They were doing CPR, but you notice in the video clip that is floating out there, and I can't post it here because, you know, YouTube, but if there's a video floating out where you could see, responders coming and they're administering CPR on Finny. So he was still a little bit alive. But Bubbly was done. She was dead. She was laying there. Nobody touched her. They let her lay there with, you know, because they knew there was nothing they can do. He executed her in the back of the head 2 times. That was built up anger he had for her. And so he had his followers here. You can see on this here, he's got his followers going after Bubbly again. And it's egging on this ongoing beef. And that's probably why people were asking, well, why didn't this beef end? It was like 2 years because, well, Finny would kind of infuse it again by going after Finny's wife. And so Finny's going to keep defending his wife. So now we see a picture here where he's posting photos. He's getting close-up pictures of her. He's telling his subscribers to go after her, go to her job, find out where she works, all these things. And that's building up the beef even more. Because now Finny's like, oh, no, now you really going after my wife? Now I'm really going to defend my wife. Now I'm going to keep doing these lives. It's like, because there's so many people online and they're like saying, well, Finny deserved to die because he kept doing this. And I was like, yeah, the 2 years is way too long, you know? But it's like both of them were feeding each other and they both used their subscribers as gang members. Both of them were having their subscribers. They were creating fake accounts. They were trolling each other. There was like multiple people on both sides egging this on. It wasn't just the key players. It wasn't just Finny versus Manny. It was a whole group of subscribers on Finny's side creating fake profiles, creating fake TikToks. I mean, Manny was fed up. He was tired. Him and Julia were tired. And then they were feeling humiliated because their kids were seeing this online, hearing about how their dad and mom are using their subscribers and making fun of them online. So it's like, and when you got a man that has mental health issues as it is, and he comes from a violent background, I mean, this man was almost assassinated in California. That's why they left and fled California to come to Nevada because actually, Manny was shot multiple times in California when he was living in Salinas because he was in a lot of gang activity. And that was some information I found out from a person who knew him. And so he was laid out almost dead. And so this man comes from a violent life. And so his mind is not wired properly the way like you would think somebody who is on, you see a lot of YouTubers and we get trolled all the time. And there's some people, they just let it fly off the back of their head. They don't care. You know, you'll see bigger YouTubers that get trolled by smaller YouTubers and they don't really care. They'll just be like, whatever. But Manny could not handle that because his mindset wasn't wired the way you would think. And you have to be able to read those cues. And that's why he had a deep hatred for this woman, Bubbly. He put this woman's picture up. He was going after her with full force. He didn't care what Finny thought. And so that was egging on the beef because Finny's going to keep defending his wife. So now he's having his subscribers go after Manny. So let's take a look at this. This right here is where he showed pictures on his YouTube channel to get followers to basically harass Bubbly.
It's looking like Rick Payne. Yeah, look at the picture. Look at her face. Her face.
I have a pending, a battery charge the charge that I filed against this person, but at the moment it was an unknown female. But we already now know who it is.
That's that lady's company.
So you can see there, a lot of people don't know this, T, but Manny said that he filed a pending battery charge against Bubbly At the time, he did not know who she was. And he found her photo. You saw he was posting her photo there. Well, after that 2023 pepper spray incident, because she had hit him with the camera and stuff, he filed his own criminal charges against Bubbly, but he didn't know who she was at the time. So he was able to find who she was, and it was a pending matter. I don't think that case ever went anywhere because it was a mutual combat that was on camera. He hit her first, and then he pepper sprayed her. So I think the district attorney ended up dismissing that charge, which is why we never heard anything come to fruition from that. So when that never came to fruition, well, it built up his anger even more. So then he started having trolls find out her address, find out her job. Like, he's going head on for Finny's wife, and Finny is not going to have that. But he knows, like, he's a bigger dude. He's 6'4", Manny's short. So he's not going to fight him. He's just like, I'm not going to fight this little dude. It's so easy. I could just punch him one time and the fight's over. So I'm just going to troll him. I'm going to make money online. Finny was not a YouTuber before this. Okay. He was just doing like little small clips on YouTube to like talk about sports, but he didn't have any followers. He wasn't doing YouTube. The whole beef with the pepper spray is what launched him into this stardom, I would call, because all these subscribers start following him after that. And he got used to the attention. He was getting, and I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to show you a clip from Finny's friend. Finny's friend claims that Finny was getting $100,000 a year from YouTube. Now, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if D Ware is just over here and, being dramatic, but he said the guy was getting $100,000 a year. Imagine. So that's not from YouTube itself, but it's from like the super chats. All the super chats he was getting, the people that were joining, the memberships that they were joining, and they all were loving this content, making fun of Manny because they all hated him because he had blocked them from his YouTube channel. And so they were disgruntled. They felt used by Manny. They were like, I gave you all this money, all these super chats. You're going to block me. You remove me from being a mod or whatever. And so they were angry. So they started giving their money over to Finny. And so Finny's making money off this. Do you think he really wants to stop now? He's never been used to so much attention. He's never had YouTube, and he's never, experienced super chats. And all these people are subscribing and they're liking his content. He's getting 300, 400, 500 views a night with all these super chats and people joining. Do you think he really would want to stop that kind of content? No. It's like he started getting used to the money. It was like this money and this attention was like the incentive to not stop, even though you see Manny over here losing his mind, and he's over here making several threats, trying to find out where this guy lives, trying to get members to do his dirty work, to go over there and take him out, basically telling him, if you're subscribed to me, you're going to have my same enemies. And well, Finny's over here taking this as a joke.
They contact the company, let them know how she's a wanted felon for assault/battery. And you know what?
And did you see that? I'm going to play that again. So that clip right there, Manny had filed his criminal charges, he says, against Bubbly. And he didn't know who she was at the time. So when he found out who she was, he was basically putting an announcement out there that she was wanted for a felony for battering him and his wife. But the thing is like, he started it, though. There's camera footage of him hitting her first, pepper spraying her, and then Julia hitting Bubbly first. So I think law enforcement, if he filed it, would have dismissed it.
It was an unknown female, but we already now know who it is. That's that lady's company. Contact the company, let them know how she's a wanted felon for assault/battery.
So you seen that it was censored. That website was the website of Bubbly's employment. He put her employment all on his YouTube channel. And he was telling his subscribers to all call her job and tell her job that she is wanted for a felony for battery and assault on him and his wife, because he was trying to get her fired from her job. So she was experiencing tons and tons of Manny's subscribers calling her job to get her fired. And I think she ended up getting fired from what I've heard from Finny, but I'm not sure if she got fired, but I think from what I recall from one of the videos, Finny was talking about this on one of his lives, and it affected her job because there was so many of them calling her job, going on the website saying that she had battered someone. And so he was also on the side. He had a hatred towards Bubbly, and people are not really recognizing that in their other YouTube channels. They think it was just Finny that he didn't like. No, he intentionally killed her because he did not like her at all. He felt like she didn't know a woman's place. And especially in his culture, a woman should never step to a man, assault a man, batter a man, get in a man's face, yell in his face, disrespect a man. A woman's supposed to be submissive, docile. She never speaks against her man. She never speaks. She never she's not outspoken, right? But Bubbly wasn't like that. So she defied the woman's role in his mind. And so he hated her with a passion.
You know what? I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm gonna say, Derek, I don't want to be a bitch. Give me that information. He's the one that gave me her real name, her job, everything. Give me that picture. He gave me your address. He gave me everything. We're trying to help him stop his bad habit. You know what I mean? Corbin, really? Yeah, share that link. Keep dropping.
That is disturbing. I don't know if you guys heard that, but he had one of his subscribers find out her address, her full name, her everything, all of her personal information. This is disgusting. There was people that I told you, these sides were like, they were operated like gang members, like YouTube gang members. They're working for these YouTubers. Manny and Finny are the head of the gang. And then you've got these different bodies of people that are under them working and getting things for him. So he's said that one of his subscribers basically got all her personal information so he can go after her and basically try to get her fired.
Give me that picture. He gave me your address. He gave me everything. We're trying to help him stop his bad habit. You know what I mean? Corbin, really? Yeah, share that link. Keep dropping that link. These two rappers got murdered like that, you know? You think you're just talking, you know? And that's why when you die, ain't nobody gonna care about it. Right? Shit, I'm gonna celebrate. Shit gets serious.
Did you hear that? He said he was talking to Finny. That's why when you die, no one's going to care. He was trying to predict that, you did all this stuff to me. Everybody's going to know what you did, and they're not going to care because they're going to feel like you deserved what happened to you. That's what he's saying. And that's why he kept repeating throughout this video, I'm going to make an example out of you. I'm going to teach you a lesson. People aren't going to care. And it's kind of somewhat people care, but there's like a different sector of YouTube out here where people are on Finny's side. And then there's a sector of people out here that are not caring, saying that Finny brought it on himself. I'm more so in the middle. I feel like both parties had their part to play that led to this tragedy. So I can't really take either side, but it's disturbing hearing him say that, right?
Serious, guys. Real life.
Shout out to Finny's motherfucking bitch.
Sometimes people don't realize what they're doing until it finally hits them in the face, literally.
Yeah.
One thing about Manny, he uses a lot of symbolic things, but he really means what he says. When he says sometimes people don't know what they do until it hits him in the face, literally, he was literally predicting what happened on June 8th. It literally hit Finny and Bubbly in the face when it happened. If you look at that camera footage at Bubbly's face, her mouth was wide open. She was extremely shocked. She couldn't believe her eyes that this was actually happening because not one of them believed that they would get this far. So nobody can judge how she reacted because she didn't really believe it. Even when she said, "Are you effing kidding me?" Like she still was in a state of shock. Like, oh my God, it like literally hit them in the face that this was happening to them. And literally, he's saying literally, like when it literally happened that way, he came by surprise. Both of them weren't expecting this. And he shot her in the head both times, which symbolizes, in my opinion, the face, because he couldn't get her the face because she was turned away. But the head area is the closest part of the face, right? That's symbolic to what he was literally saying here. This man literally, he's not feeling any remorse. A lot of people are like, oh, he's in jail and he feels remorse for what he did. No, neither his wife nor his nor is he feeling any type of apology. In fact, he prepared her for this. He already told her he was going to do this. There's nothing that she could do to stop him. And he prepared her for being without a husband, basically.
You started into this specific, especially if you are in the Arizona area. Okay, over a dozen of my sensitive family supporters reached out to me, letting me know about that. They're going through the same experience with this young man here. He's, they want to make aware of people since the tax season is coming. They want to make aware that from the time that they dealt with this guy, it was a horrible mistake. So let me tell you, the stories are just unbelievable. I'll be doing like a little video type deal after I finish with Tanisha.
A lot of these people have no idea the beef they're getting into.
And then they're saying, oh, Manny's a bad person. This guy didn't deserve it. Oh my God, I can't believe they did that to that guy. Oh, why would they do such a thing? Oh my God, let's stop being on.
I heard some of my biggest fans are here. Wanna go?
Like these words, I don't know about you, but these words give me the chills. I have to go back over it because this is just too much content here. He's saying, first of all, he says, a lot of people don't know what they're dealing with. That was very factual. Finny did not know what he was dealing with. He's thinking that the guy's mentally ill. He's going to go harm himself because he's so codependent on his YouTube, not realizing that Manny was serious when he was saying he was going to unalive them. Then he goes on to say, he already carefully thought out how you guys are going to react, how all of the social media is going to react to him. He says it. He says people are going to say, why did he do that? Why would you kill him? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like going over, well, basically the man got what was coming to him. That's basically what he's saying. He's literally playing out play by play. He's not surprised by all of the people that are online bashing him because he already thought about all of this.
I've been ready.
Oh, why would they do such a thing? Oh my God, let's stop being on.
I heard some of my biggest fans are here. Wanna go see him?
I've been ready.
You don't gotta get ready if you've always been ready.
You're ready.
There's a lot of people that hate us for no reason, and they're willing to come out and attack us. There's so much I could have done that night that I did not do. I could have really hurt that man. I did not do it. There was no blood drawn. They could trust me. And believe me, they could have been. And it's more like a warning to show him that, you can be touched. You can eventually pay for what you're saying. And the other piece of shit, even though, whatever he first charges, whatever, but he should take that warning really well. That's the problem. He's not taking the warning. I was right up on your grill. It could have been so much worse,
Guys, that clip, when I saw that clip, I was like, I have to show my subscribers. That clip right there is absolutely disturbing because this is what I was thinking when he basically took the words out my mouth. So the second incident that he just played this clip here where there's video footage, because that video footage was coming from Julia, and you know how she doesn't show the actual clip of him assaulting Manny during this incident. So that camera footage you saw where he's walking towards Finny and then the camera cuts off and you see him walking back later and then Finny's looking back. I'll play that again. That was Julia, right? The patterning here shows that Julia's involved. In this same incident, she knows to cut the camera away when he assaults Manny or Finny, right? She did the same thing the night that Manny murdered Finny and Julia. She kept walking. They were walking together at first. And then when he split to go to assault and murder these two parties, right? She walked off. She did it before and she did it now, which tells me she knew this was going to happen. It's all about pattern, number one. So then here he's narrating what he did. So when this second assault, when he went and poked or whatever he did to the backside of Finny, and Finny looked back and you've seen that footage, he's telling you on the camera, he said that was a warning. I could have had bloodshed that night. He spared Finny that night. It was like God literally sparing his life that night. But Finny did not see the warnings. He didn't heed to the warning. He took it as, this is a little scrawny dude. I can beat him up, whatever. He just poked me in the butt. This man just playing around. Like, because a little prod in the butt, like that's not something that Finny took seriously. And he thought, oh, he's pepper sprayed us once. He's poked us. He's a little scrawny dude. This guy is just like a silly clown. So he never really took the warnings. And Manny's literally saying that. I don't know if that didn't give you guys the chills right now, but he literally was saying, I could have shed blood that night. But no, I was poking him. He literally, Manny was warning and sparing the man's life. He literally was sparing him, saying, if you don't back off and stop harassing me and my family, it's not going to be as, you know, as just this minute, de minimis, just poke that you got here. It's going to be worse. And it escalated. It started from a pepper spray to him poking him in the backside as a warning to it escalating to finally murder. And like Finny was sitting here thinking this was all a joke. But I got to play this again because this section right here gives me the chills. And it also demonstrates here to me as evidence that Julia knew about the murder because she has the same pattern in both incidents. Here in this instance, she videotapes Manny up until the point he attacks Finny from behind to not get evidence on camera. And then the incident on June 8th, she does the same thing, guys. She walks with Manny up until the point when he makes a U-turn to go back and murder them. And she continues to walk. And when those gunshots go off, she runs off. This woman already knows. And they visited a Bonnie and Clyde museum the week before this happened. They planned this thing out. And she knew and understood that she was going to lose her husband. And that's why she calmly walked off after the murder, took photos of the bodies as evidence, because this woman did not care at all for Finny and Bubbly as well. They literally hated both of them.
You're gonna tell me I could have not be touched? That I did.
I've been ready.
You don't gotta get ready if you've always been ready.
You're ready.
There's a lot of people that hate us for no reason, and they're willing to come out and attack us. There's so much I could have done that night.
Did you hear Julia's voice? She said, Manny. So she saw Manny. He was looking towards Finny and he's walking towards Finny, and she cuts the camera off. She always seems to cut the camera off when there's assault of Finny. But you could hear her voice saying, Manny, because y'all, she was holding the camera. That's proof she's holding the camera. That's proof where she cuts the camera off. And you notice she doesn't capture him battering Finny at this point. And she has the same patterning of behavior in the murder. The woman is involved, in my opinion.
People that hate us for no reason, and they're willing to come out and attack us. There's so much I could have done that night that I did not do. You know, I could have really hurt that man. I did not do it. There was no blood drawn. They could trust me. And believe me, they could have been. And
so you see that gigantic Finny over there. He walks and he looks and sees after what Manny had done, and he bent down to pick something up, and then he just walked away because he's thinking, you know, Finny's just a little dude that likes to play games and joke around, and now he's poking my butt. Like he thinking it's just some guy who's weird, you know? But no, Manny's thinking a whole different thing in his mind. Like he's more so warning this guy.
more like a warning to show him that, you know, you can be touched. You can eventually pay for what you're saying. And the other piece of shit, even though, you know, whatever he press charges, whatever, but he should take that warning really well. That's the problem. He's not taking the warning. I was right up on your grill. It could have been so much worse, you know? You're going to tell me I could have not fucking knocked some teeth out right there? Oh, yes, I could. He wants to continue with his little shit? Well, trust me. We'll see how far that goes. I don't give a fuck. I'll pay the fine or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever it is.
So you hear him? Like, he doesn't care about the consequences of his behavior. This is a man that has nothing to lose in his mind. He doesn't care about giving up his family. He doesn't care about giving up his kids because he feels like he's defending the honor of his family by taking this man out, because he feels like they are, Finny and Bubbly are more so dishonoring his family through their content and through using trolls to continue to harass him in his mindset.
This man has come out in the past and assaulted us. And the day that I try to confront or react on these attacks, I'm the bad guy. I could have done so much more at that moment because there was no blood, there was no bruising. You know what I mean?
Do you hear what he's saying? He's saying this man has assaulted us so many times, and then when I react, all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. So he's saying there's stuff that Finny is doing. Now, Finny has never physically assaulted this man, so that's not true. That part, he's never put his hands on Manny, and Finny has never put his hands on Julia. He's just more so used his words, and he's used his followers to harass Finny and Manny. So I think Finny is saying the words that they're saying comes off to him as an assault on his integrity, assault on his reputation, on his assault on his wife by her reputation and making fun of her. So that's how he's taking this to be. And he's saying, well, when you keep poking at me and when I react in the way that I react, now I'm the bad guy. That's basically what he's saying. And that's his mindset about this murder. The same thing. He's like, well, everybody's trying to call me the bad guy, but they don't know all the years of him doing this, 2 years of him doing this to me that caused me to react. And now all of a sudden I'm the murderer. I'm the bad guy. I'm this, I'm that. But you don't know the times he's poked and used his followers. I'm telling you, it's not just Finny. It was tons of his followers doing the work. These were the followers that were taking the video clips and giving them to Finny to post on his YouTube. These were the followers who created fake accounts to continually bash and repost humiliating videos and spread lies in Manny's mind. Manny thought these were lies about him, spreading false information about his family and his kids and his reputation and they were harassing him on his TikTok, and he got demonetized on his YouTube. And he's making money to take care of his family. So when he got demonetized periodically for all this harassment, that infused it even more, because now you're taking away their income, the income they use to provide for their 3 children, 3 sons, and his wife.
Poking the bear, this has got to be a reaction, at that moment. Because there was no blood, there was no bruising, you know what I mean? When you're poking the bear, this has got to be a reaction, People will eventually date, trust me, believe me when I say that. Everybody that talk down on my name, every dog has their date. And it's not what you want. It's when I'm ready. Right, Melissa? I can never thank Melissa enough for not letting that little fucking bitch get away with that shit. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna fucking be saying that shit in my face. And I get smacked up trying to say F City family in my presence. Automatic okay.
Yeah, bitches! Fuck all y'all, nigga. Fuck all y'all, nigga. Fuck all y'all.
So waiting for you, Rodney. Come see me. Oh, I'm calling you out on a fade already. Right here in the parking lot. Come see me. Bring your daddy Derek if you're afraid of me. Come on, see me right here. I'll turn off the live. You know what I mean? Before I put your ass out. And Derek too. Both you bitches. Sin City Familia. Talking down on my familia and all that. I had enough. They said, come see me.
So another thing that people fail to understand is that he was not only beefing with Finny and Bubbly, but he was also beefing with a guy named D. Ware, also named Derek, who was a football player, which I'm actually going to play some of the live of WAC 100 because WAC 100 interviewed D. Ware, and he's going to give us more of a personal, he's a personal witness of the whole incident that sparked this whole war. So we're going to play that clip, but Manny had a beef with him as well. If D. Ware was at that same Bellagio with Finny and Bubbly, Manny would have took him out too because he wanted his life too. But see, D. Ware got tired of all the beef and all that stuff, and he eventually stopped going on those lives with Finny, and he stopped all the bullying because it was like, come on, 2 years of this, like D. Ware's like, I'm ready to move on. I'm doing other stuff, right? Which is what Finny should have did. And Finny's mom did eventually warn him. She did eventually tell him, hey, you need to stop with all this. It's getting tiring. Like, just move on. She did try to warn him, and he just kept doing it because at this point, it was a moneymaker. Finny didn't need the extra money, but hey, if you're getting an extra $100,000 and you just bought a big 2-story house, which he had a brand new house, him and his wife, that is an incentive to keep the beef going because it's like you're making money. And even Finny said, everybody in YouTube, depending on what sector they're in, they always have a villain. They always have somebody they're beefing with. Like he was talking about the fishing YouTube channels. They have their beef with other fishing YouTube channels. Other people in the rap industry, they're going to beef with other rappers. Like he was talking about how that's just how you make money online is you have to create these beefs. And so he's saying my beef is with Manny and he's making all this money. So it was an incentive for him to keep the beef going when on the side of Manny was tired. Manny was over it. And he was like fed up. Like he was really wanting to take this man out because he had tried to warn him. He was doing these minimal like poking and prodding to like say back off. Like I'm tired of all this beef. And he just like Finny just wouldn't stop because of the money was so good and the attention was so good and the subscribers to him was so good. It was like it was an incentive. And when you get rewarded for bad behavior, you continue to repeat that behavior because you want the reward in the end.
Whoop your ass, puto. Can't allow nobody to be talking like that about the family. That fool Mateo, he's mad because his brother passed away from STDs in his anal cavity. Yeah, he liked it in his ass.
Now, let me explain this part. This is what really ticked Finny off. When he said that he's mad because his brother died from an STD, well, Finny's brother had passed away. Okay? And Manny was making fun of Finny's brother and mocking him on his live, which again escalated the beef. And Finny actually had talked about this same comment right here that Manny just made about his brother. Of course, it wasn't true that his brother had an STD and died because he liked it in his navel cavity, like he was saying. But the fact that Manny was mocking Finny's brother who had passed away, that deeply hurt Finny to the core. And all that did is egg on the beef because when Manny is reacting and responding to the beef by harassing Finny's wife, trying to get Finny's wife fired, mocking the deceased, his deceased brother, it's like egging on this beef between the two parties.
Just like Medea, you know what I mean? That motherfucker likes that shit. That's why he lays on his stomach all the time.
Some fools need a fucking ass whooping. Like Big Titty Medea. That bitch need to get whooping.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck you and your motherfucking dead brother, bitch. You know?
See, that's cold, y'all. That is so cold, y'all. That is cold that he literally said F you and your dead brother to Finny. Like, imagine how that made Finny feel. It just made him react even more.
You know where I'm at? These fools, they thought that they could fucking leave the family and do their own shit. And we let them go fly, baby, fly. Let's fucking do it. We gotta run one, me and you.
Hey, y'all gotta run fade, bro.
I gotta run fade.
I gotta run fade, bro.
I'll fly, we gotta run the shit. I'm telling you. I'll be chilling, let's go. Me and you, let's go.
Bitch, fuck you, fuck you. Go fuck you. Clean your asshole. Shut the fuck up, stupid bitch, and stupid fucking faggot. That like it.
I look like Finny's mom.
Look, you see Julia saying F you and stuff. She's saying the same thing to Finny. She hates him just as much, and Bubbly just as much. They both are like the Bonnie and Clyde of the strip. You know, they both are engaging and supporting and enabling one another. And so she's here like cussing out Finny as well. So Miss Julie is not as innocent as people try to portray her to be either.
Fuck that bitch.
And it's an example I would like to set for everybody watching. Okay?
So you guys see how crazy those clips were, guys, of the many threats over the last 2 years that Finny had made and Julia. This was deeper than you think. Now, guys, I want to give you another part because, again, we're going to go into the mind of Manny today because this is going to be what he presents in court. He is going to tell the jury that Finny and Bubbly and their YouTube and their crew and their gang members, they call them the YouTube followers, had tormented he and his family over the last 2 years to the brink that it pushed him over the edge and caused him to commit this murder. I think that's going to be his ultimate defense. because self-defense in of itself is not going to work. I think it's more of not like a legal self-defense. I think he's going to talk about defense of preservation of his dignity and his pride and his protection of his family's reputation. He's going to say that they emotionally stalked, harassed, tortured him and his family for so long that it pushed him over the edge, and he committed this heat of passion situation. That's what he's probably going to go with. And he's going to use these various clips. He's going to use various witnesses from his subscribers. He's going to have his wife come up there and testify. His children are going to testify of all the emotional baggage and trauma they've gone through. So we got to go over what possible evidence he may present.
Watch this. Clyde, Julie didn't agree with it. She loves you. And sometimes love is blind.
Now, let me explain the backstory from this video. So Manny is hurt here because Clyde, who was a previous subscriber, I told you there were a lot of subscribers, moderators, previous people that he had blocked for whatever reason. Maybe he saw them on Finny's live and he got mad about that. He felt that was disloyal because, again, anyone who he's beefing with, all of his subscribers, his members, his moderators need to be beefing with that same person. So this person, Clyde, had left Sin City family and went and joined Finny's crew. And actually, you could see Clyde on some of those YouTube videos of Finny's because he was on Finny's panel now. He had left Sin City family and he joined Finny's subscribers. And Manny was not having it. Manny was an emotional wreck. He couldn't take it because all his subscribers were going over there. He wanted them to be loyal to only him. This is why I'm saying this is the type of person that should not be on any type of social media, shouldn't have a platform because they mentally cannot handle it. They see subscribers as people that they own. They see you as a subscriber as ownership. And he felt like he owned these people. And when they left his platform to go join Finny's platform, it enraged him. And so right here in this video, you're going to hear him venting about a man named Clyde who left his group and joined Finny's group. And he felt a sense of disloyalty, felt betrayal, all these feelings. And that's not normal for a person who is a YouTuber like myself. It's not normal for a normal person to react that way. We get subscribers and we lose subscribers all the time, but it shouldn't be to a point where you see your subscriber as a form of ownership and they have to be 100% loyalty to you, which is what's really demonstrating and highlighting the mental inability for him to handle social media and the subscribers and all that attention, because he thinks he owns you if you're his subscriber and you must be loyal. And if you don't, he loses his mind, becomes enraged and wants to retaliate in a violent reaction, because that is the only reaction that he knows and how to respond. He feels if he is disrespected in any way, his normal precursor response is violence. And so he's here on this video. You're going to hear him. It's just an example to you of how this man was responding to the loss of subscribers. It wasn't just like he was going on about his life, keep continuing doing content. It literally deeply affected him, like you're going to see in this video.
Sometimes your heart don't see. At the end of the day, anybody can think whatever they want, but we're going to do what we do. You know, I got kids. My son already knows how to track us down on the lives. I don't want him thinking I'm a fucking gold digger or like a fucking fake person. That's fake if I continue going there. Just because. Fuck that shit. That's an example how you show how people can be disloyal, how people can backstab you, how people can be two-faced. How the fuck are you gonna do that? That pisses me the fuck off, guys. You know? What do you do? What do you do for you? He helped you carry the shit or something? Like, that's wrong, bro. So many levels. Y'all need to see that. Y'all need to see the best example for your next generation. Your next fucking, you know what I mean? It's not just me, it's you too. You, every one of you. That's what when I speak, that's what I keep in mind. I'm setting examples. I'm setting influence to everybody. Doesn't matter who it is, what it is, how much you're making. You think you're gonna trust that guy? Shit's to pop off. Not your back, but you gotta question it. But at the end of the day, I feel like so disrespected, guys. Because you guys know, over 1,200 nights, and way prior to going every day, we used to go every weekend and go there. Go look at the older lives. We've always, from day one, hustled for our own. Never did we look or ask for anybody to be a part of it. To this day. Anybody come up here, you see that? You come up here with love. Love, what's up? Like, you don't gotta be in our shit. You don't like what we do? You've seen it already before you even come out here. Quit playing. So for you to use that as an excuse to hate us, it's fucking ridiculous. We don't need that. We ain't worried about numbers like the other meme. Fuck that guy too. You know? We out here being real. That's real.
And it's very interesting how he tried to make himself out to be like this positive social media group. But if you go on some of these YouTube channels that were working for Finny. Now let me show you how I can tell you this is one of Finny's followers. So in the videos, they will create this YouTube account called Sin City because again, they're trolling. These different subscribers on Finny's channel are trolling Manny. And so they were creating several different YouTube channels called Sin City, and then they would put their name to troll this man. And then on the top here, they put Finny is winning. That is a big indicator to you that this YouTube account is one of Finny's followers that is trolling Manny and posting humiliating videos like this. This video was posted 2 months. Let me see what month it was. It was 3 months before this incident happened. Okay. And so they post the caption, Manny is hurt. So they're mocking him. They're making fun of him. They tag their video to show Finny is winning as a symbol to send a message to Manny that this person is working for and not working. I wouldn't say working as they're getting paid. It's more so they're moving an operation at the instruction of Finny. These are different members out there online creating these accounts, tagging it to say Finny is winning, to say, hey, I'm working and I'm associated with Finny. And then they post these videos, these shorts online, making fun of and mocking him, playing the video saying, oh, poor Manny, he's hurt. He's hurt because he lost a follower. Woo-hoo. You know, like mocking this man. So he's getting it from all kinds of people online. It's not just Finny. He gets all these different accounts. And so they also created these accounts. And on the accounts, they would put in some of these videos, unsubscribe to Sin City family. So a lot of these people that were working with and associated with Finny was basically instructing people to unsubscribe. They were posting videos, and in the videos, it would be, you see how this is letters written here, Sin City. This SCF is Sin City family, right? But some of these would say, unsubscribe to Sin City family in the video. They were instructing subscribers to unsubscribe. So it's not just Finny blocking people, Manny blocking people, and they're all going to Finny. But there were people working for Finny, not getting paid, but I'm just saying they were more so like subscribers that were loyal to Finny, basically. And they were instructing people to unsubscribe as well. They were literally trying to strip this man of his income. And again, he has no job. So that's why it emotionally really messed with Manny's mind.
I ain't gotta create no fake account. You know what I mean? I ain't gotta do that shit. And I expect every one of you that's hearing me right now, that's been with the Sin City Familia, green light. Green fucking light, homies. Stand up, fight for the family. It's that time. It is time.
A lot of people don't know what green light means, but green light, when he's instructing his followers, green light, he's telling them, he's giving them the go, the symbol to go after these people. He's instructing them, go after Clyde, go after Finny, go after the people who betrayed me. Whenever he says green light, that's a threat.
protect, stand up for the familia. A lot of you stand down once the shit happens. It's all right. I understand. You're not fighters. And I don't mean physically. I mean like, you know, y'all gotta protect us because look at this beautiful lady right here that has, she's innocent. She is innocent. You might hate me to fuck Manny. When we say fuck the city family and all that shit, and you involve, my lady could get attacked. That's my wife. I love her to death. I die for her. I'll give my life to know that she was, well, she was in danger. I'll give my life. I'll fucking die for her. And when I hear people putting hate up on my wife, when she innocent, she ain't got shit to do with it. And many times she's been attacked. You've seen him. If you haven't already, yes, Julie's been attacked several times physically because of the rumors and people talking. So once this DK say, just ignore it. Oh yeah, ignore this, bitch. How about somebody socks you in your fucking face right now? How you ignore that? You can't. So quit the bullshit about hate that. Ignore that. You can't ignore it when somebody's up in your face punching you. And that's happened, but we erase it. We delete it off of the life because we don't want nobody to be involved in hate or anger or anything.
So I think Manny right here answered a lot of people's questions because people are like, well, how come you don't just ignore it? A lot of people are saying in the comments, he could have just ignored Finny's comments and all that. And he's saying right here, I can't ignore it. Like, number one, a man's pride, you're insulting his woman. Now, he claims up and down that Julie is innocent, which is BS, guys. Because when this whole beef started back in 2023, Julia was the first person to put her hands on Bubbly. She pushed Bubbly from behind and then began to hit Bubbly several times with a stick. So she's not innocent, but he's trying to portray her as this innocent, docile woman. You know, they keep talking about my woman because they were making fun of her. They would make Finny would make AI videos of her. It was a mess, y'all. They was just making fun of her chin, talking about her liposuction is going to be undone. And it's going to, you know, she's going to go back to looking, you know, like a hot mess. And they would do these videos of her chin looking really like dripping down like a turkey's neck. I'm telling you, so he's getting very hurt because he doesn't like them insulting his wife, yet he's insulting another man's wife. That's what I'm saying. Like the stuff that Manny was getting mad about, he was doing the same thing to Finny. It's like, you're a hypocrite. You don't want somebody to do stuff to your wife. You don't want, but yeah, you don't respect someone else's wife. You're posting her picture. You're telling people to go and call her job to harass her. You're hitting her. You're pepper spraying this woman. You're constantly coming after Bubbly because he hated her to the bones. I'm telling you guys, nobody knows how deep that hatred ran after she put her hands on him in reaction to what he did to her. Now, I don't want to blame Bubbly because people are all blaming her. And she took her accountability and Finny took his accountability. But Manny has never, ever took accountability for crap. He likes to go around acting like he's victim, but he doesn't look in the mirror to see what he's did to trigger that reaction. He couldn't take the heat. He couldn't take the heat that he was dishing out to other people. Okay, he was dishing it out to Finny, dishing it out to Bubbly, but when they gave it back to him, it became overwhelming for him, and he couldn't contain it. He couldn't handle it. Whereas Finny, he was composed. He could handle it. He had a strong self-awareness, and he didn't need to lower himself to get into a physical altercation, all that stuff. He was able to compose himself, and he was able to mess with this man's mind, and that's what his intention was. See, Finny was a type of man that he wanted to torment this man mentally, not physically, because he already knew the guy was little. That's a fight that no one gets pride in taking if it's someone that's not your level. I mean, Finny was a really tall dude, right? He was 6'4". And same thing with Bubbly. She was taller than both Manny and Julia put together, y'all. So in his eyes, it's like, if you do it to me, I can't handle it. But if I do it, but I can do it back to you, and you should not do anything back to me. That's his mindset. This is why I told you some people like him should not be online. He's not capable to handle it. And I feel like YouTube opens these platforms up for people, and some people are just not psychologically capable of handling, you know, all the different factors that go into YouTube, from losing subscribers, from having people troll you, from having people do videos on you. If you're not emotionally well in the mind, you can react the way Manny does, because Manny doesn't feel like the energy that he pushes out should come back and return to him.
We'll always hold you guys back too. A lot of you come out here and be like, hey, when I see that fool, it's on. And how many times have I told you guys, don't do it. Don't involve yourself in that. Don't do that. It's not about that. That's a real friend will do. Not a motherfucker sitting there and hearing you say, fuck them, and sitting there hearing it. And then they come and tell you, hey, that fool's saying fuck me, but you know, and then you still go over there. That's not right. That's him throwing it in your face saying, look, I don't give a fuck about it. And then using your pictures, like using your pictures, and you're not even there. And he's putting your pictures for a reason. You're stupid if you don't see it. He's using previous pictures on recent live streams. Why don't you use a fucking picture of right now? Because you got a mission, right? You want to create hate amongst people. You want to start shit. We see that shit. And y'all should see it. And if you don't see it, you're stupid. See the shit, guys. They're shitting on us. They're trying to fuck us over. So many times I told the GM of Fremont, hey, this shit's happening. There's people coming. Hey, be careful. And the shit happened. And we never not once had nobody come there prevent the shit. That's wrong too. But shit, that's some other that's at another time. You know? And I don't want shit to do with you. Hey, you know what, That's stupid, bro. Too. Real talk. And we got video, we got footage, Instagram messages, we got all proof. So if ever shit cracks down, we got you. So don't be walking around acting like you respect and love the Cincinnati family when you fucking don't. That's just, I want to be like this when I grow up. Yeah, you gotta be like that. You gotta be real. You gotta be not afraid to tell the truth of what you think and what's real to speak. Don't ever say what you want other people to hear.
Y'all, this man has lost his mind. Like, you could just hear how hurt he is. The man has literally, and this was 3 months ago, guys, 3 months before the murder. He's literally so hurt to the bones that these subscribers have left his channel and that have joined Finny's channel and are talking shit. Excuse my language, but that's his mindset, right? I gotta keep it real and kind of describe to you what's in his head. And he felt like these subscribers were talking mess about him. They weren't loyal to the familia. This was like a cult, okay? And so he's like 3 months ago, y'all, he was already at the brink of so hurt because he was like, well, what do you see in Finny that you don't see in me? And, you know, he's just using you, and you guys are posting our old pictures and making fun of us and making fun of my family. And like, this is all in his head. And he's going to use this at trial, guys. When he presents his evidence, he's going to show an image of Finny to make it look like Finny was this monster so that the jury can rule for him on his side to say, you know what? This man, yeah, what he did was wrong, but it seems like this victim antagonized this man so much. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys, and let me keep it real. This jury trial is not going to be as cut and dry as people think. We see on camera, oh, look, he shot and killed him. That's a clear point blank, guilty, first degree murder, blah, 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 right? But no, his defense attorney is going to put on full-fledged evidence showing the mindset and what Manny and his family had been going through. And like, Manny felt like he had to honor his family and defend his family by committing this heinous crime. And this is how a man who is demented in the head thinks. They don't think like a normal, rational person. And the cues right here, I mean, I don't know how anyone could not see this. I'm literally watching these videos and disturbed by this man. There would be no way in God's green earth, y'all, that I would be out here trying to troll a person like him. He looks like he is psycho, like something's off with him and that he's got some weird issues with him. I wouldn't even want to be affiliated or be around a person that has his energy, which is why I don't understand why Finny and Bubbly couldn't read the room. Okay. Now let me play another video, just one more before we get into some other testimony from people who knew the parties. But there's another video here. It's called Bad Juju. This is from another person who was trolling. Now look at the key signs here. Finny is winning. There's these videos out here from different people who are subscribed to Finny, who are associated with Finny, who were also trolling, like I said, and Finny told them to do this. So this is an account that's named Sin City, and it's called Papa, and this person, it was a subscriber of Finny, and you can tell because they put Finny as winning right here as a symbol. It's kind of covered here with this title, but underneath it says Finny is winning. They use that as a way to show, hey, we support Finny, we don't support you, and they work for Finny. So again, all these people are trolling this man. It's not just one person.
Guys, we did go out to the desert earlier today with our ammunition, and we went to the range out there. Well, it's not a range, but it's like somewhere in the desert where we can go if you have legal firearms. You can blow shit up and stuff like that. And I took a bunch of stuff that I had in my house that people had gifted me that had turned hate against me, you know. And we don't want to have that bad juju. And I didn't want nothing to do with them either, to go give it back to them either, you know. At first I'm like, I'm gonna go give it back, but I'm like, fuck that shit. I ain't getting shit. So guess what? I packed everything in the back of the homie's truck. We drove out to the desert. I took my AK-47 and the rest of my ammunition. My boy took his AR-15, a couple of them, and we set them all up in the little things up there, and fucking let them have it. I got some content. I'll be uploading it later. All right. The next thing that we're gonna do is a bonfire, because I have some shirts and jackets and stuff like that people gifted me that you know, are haters now and hate on us. So we're gonna do a bonfire and burn all that shit. Yeah, burn all that bad juju. But yeah, but as far as like all the electronic stuff like that, there's some people there like, oh my god, we're doing with that speaker. Oh, the battery's worth some money. Get the fuck back.
Now, guys, this was 3 months ago. I don't know how anyone could not see this 3 months ago and not realize how crazy this guy is. Number one, the red flag here. Everybody needs to see. He tells you on this video 3 months ago that he went to the shooting range. So that you can tell he does shoot at the shooting range. And he went and took the gifts from his subscribers that have now went over to join Finny's channel. And he shot up each gift that they had given him. He shot it, destroyed the items, and he's taking other items that he received from subscribers that are now following Finny, and he's going to do a bonfire. That was the hugest red flag. I don't know why anybody missed that, but this man is literally, it's like screaming in your face. This man is out here shooting items that he received from subscribers. That's a symbolic meaning. Number one, he's good at shooting. He's a marksmith. He goes to the shooting range regularly. He uses a firearm. That tells you, too, he has a firearm. I don't know why Finny didn't see this, because Finny did see this video. It was 3 months ago, and this was one of his subscribers who posted this video. So Finny knew about this video. I don't know why Finny didn't take any type of heed to this, that this man has a firearm, and he goes to the shooting range regularly, and he shoots at the shooting range. Number two, this man's he has a great aim. He's a very skillful at aim. He's a marksmith. He goes to the shooting range a lot. He practices. He took the very gifts that he received from subscribers, and he was able to aim directly at them and shoot them and destroy and dismantle these gifts. That's a disturbing number one. This man has mental health issues. He's destroying items as a symbolic way of saying he wants to destroy them in real life. That is like how you would see in domestic violence cases, where you see like a person destroys the items that their partner that they hate owns, or they're slashing tires of the person that they are dating because they're mad at them. And the next thing you know, the person ends up going and stabbing that person to death or shooting them to death. It's a symbolic red flag. I mean, that was literally 3 months, a symbolic warning of a murder threat right there. He was literally telling people, and no one saw this. Like, I don't know why Finny would feel safe to take his wife on a plane, go to Las Vegas, knowing this man has a firearm. He's going to the shooting range. He's telling everybody that he's a skillful marksman in the fact that he's able to accurately shoot at the different items that he received and retrieved from his subscribers. Nobody on YouTube is seeming to see this huge red flag right here. It's right in your face how disturbing this is. And if I would have seen this as Finny, I would have been done with the whole arguing stuff. And you shouldn't come to Las Vegas unstrapped. But see, I don't know what Finny was thinking, because one thing I think he was thinking is the strip over there is loaded with police officers, and especially the Bellagio. There's tons of cops around everywhere, guys. I'm not sure why it's that way, but there's like so many cops. So I think Finny felt safe knowing that. But still, this man is telling you on live that he has guns. He goes to the shooting range with his friends. And then the other disturbing part is how he's taking their items and shooting them. Guys, this is not a person that should be online. Like I said, this guy has mental health issues. You never hear of a freaking YouTuber saying they're going to go and take gifts that they got from their subscribers and go shoot them up and put bonfires together. The man was literally telling everybody he was unhinged. And this is an unhinged man that has a gun. And not only a gun, but a man that goes to the shooting range regularly and shoots for like hobby. That's why you notice in the shooting incident, he precisely only hit the people that he was intending to hit, because he had been practicing for this moment. He had been practicing for 2 years, if not more. This man was a very skillful shooter, and he aimed directly and accurately. You see how he accurately got the bullets in the places where he wanted to get them. Directly, all 5 of those bullets that he aimed at for Finny all successfully went into Finny's body. The 2 bullets that he precisely meant for Bubbly accurately went into the head where he intended for them to go. This man was skillful at what he did. He's not just somebody that goes out and just, some people just go and get firearms and they're angry and they go and shoot and they don't know how they shoot. And then the next you know, other people get injured. Notice in this incident how no one else got injured in this. Nobody else. It was only the 2 people, because this man has experience. And this is why I wanted to play this video for you, because I noticed no other YouTubers are showing this disturbing video.
There's some people there like, oh my God, we're doing with that speaker. Oh, the batteries, where's some money? Get the fuck back. It was fun. It was fun. It was fun. I just got back from there, so I'm in a good mood. Oof, release. I can breathe. All right. Now let me see. Julie!
And did you hear what he said? He said he felt a release when he went to the shooting range and got to shoot all the stuff of his ex-followers, ex-subscribers. That's disturbing that someone could personalize losing a subscriber so much that you would go to a shooting range and shoot up their items and feel a sense of relief from that. That's literally demented.
You coming or no? Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Esteban? Because at first I was like trying to like have, you know, you can't have love for someone that fucking dislikes you and wishes the worst upon you, you know? Why feel bad? I feel bad, like, well, I can't, you know, what am I doing with that? I don't want to throw it away, like, you know, like, I'll give back, you know? But then I'm like, you know, I remember what they'd be saying and how the hate in their eyes towards me and what they'd be building against us. Part of that movement is trying to destroy us. So I had to do it. I had to do it. Yeah.
And you also see this man has a problem with substance abuse. He's a chronic alcoholic. So when he drinks, he becomes more of a violent alcoholic. He smokes, as you can see, he's smoking there. And they said he was using other controlled substance as well. And so when you add a person who's already has mental health issues, who lacks impulse control, and then you combine that with some type of drug, or you combine that with alcohol, that is a recipe for disaster. Now, there was another allegation going on Finny's lives. Finny and other people that were subscribers were accusing Manny of being a racist. So this other video I'm going to show you is from another one of Finny's subscribers, again, who's creating these fake accounts online. They're mocking Sin City family. They're putting Sin City in the name of all these names, and they're putting Finny is winning as a symbol to say, hey, I'm loyal to Finny, and I'm going to continue to troll you as an extension of Finny. So this person who is an extension of Finny, who is a subscriber of Finny, posted a video as a way to call Manny a racist as well, which I don't understand. They said he would do some racist stuff and use the N-word on his YouTube, which I just can't seem to wrap my head around that the man's a racist, because I'm like, number one, his bodyguard, who he's close with, is a black guy. And then if you've seen the earlier video that I did covered right now of the threats that he was making to Finny, there's a black guy there that he's friends with. So I'm like, I don't know if I can go well with the allegations that they were making of this man saying he was a racist, because he seemed to hang out with blacks. But there are people that are saying that he didn't like blacks and he did not like Finny because he was black. So you'll look at the one I'm about to look at now. This one I'm going to show you, this is an example of what I was trying to tell you, is that some of these people who were working for or associated with Finny, look, they put this symbol on here. They put Sin City family unsubscribe. Okay? And then they put like Black Lives Matter, Manny racist. So they were trying to expose him, make him look bad in front of his subscribers, and they would post these videos. And in the video, as you can see, there's lots of videos that I'm noticing online there. I mean, you can go throughout some of the lines if you really do a deep dive into the story, and you will see people who were Finny subscribers. They have this hashtag on their videos. They were trying to get people to unsubscribe. They will put Sin City family and they put unsubscribe. And this is the Sin City Papas guy, who is a subscriber and follower of Finny. So again, they're all working for Finny, and they're posting bad reputation, bad images of Manny online, and they're telling their subscribers, unsubscribe to him, unsubscribe to him. And it was working, guys. Manny wanted to get to 50,000, but he could never seem to get to 50,000, because anytime he would try to get up to a certain number, he would drop significantly, because they were posting, people who are associated with Finny were posting these videos, and they were saying, Sin City family, unsubscribe, unsubscribe. And people were unsubscribing, and he just could never seem to reach his goal of 50,000. And that was really getting to Manny. So I'm going to play this video from one of the people that were associated with Finny, who again were all egging this on. This was not just Finny. Finny had people in his subscribe group, in his membership, who were working for him to continue to troll him. It was like an extension of trolls all throughout YouTube, all throughout TikTok. And then on the other side, in Finny's crew, Manny's crew, he had the same thing going on. They were using their subscribers to troll each other. Now, I can't play the music because I'm going to get a copyright, but you can see here, they're trying to slander his name. They're saying Manny is a racist. We don't hang with racists. Sin City family, unsubscribe. Black Lives Matter. So again, they're trying to convince people, don't follow this guy. He's a racist. Unsubscribe to him. Again, they're tarnishing this man's reputation and continually dismantling him and making him more emotionally exhausted. This is like what was building up in Manny and his family, which was to a point where he just lost it, and he literally wanted to take Finny out, because Finny was the source. He knew all these people were coming after him because of Finny, and he literally lost it. So that first part of this video, I wanted to go over the deep dive of just the mindset of Manny. Tomorrow, I'll probably go into the personal comments and personal videos from people who knew Finny. But today, I wanted to really dissect and delve into the mindset of Manny. And you could see through the videos that we went over of the trolling that Finny's subscribers had been doing towards Manny. It wasn't just... Manny was really getting tired of it too. Manny was like, he would try to go to TikTok and he wouldn't be able to get any subscribers over there because he was getting bullied over there. It was just to a point where he was so fed up, guys. He was so fed up. So I'm going to end this live here because I'm going to come back and do another live because because there's so many videos I got to cover and I don't want to have like a 5-hour live. So I'm probably going to end this one and I'll come back and we'll talk about the other parts of the witnesses. John says that they made an AI video. Yes, they did. John, thank you for bringing that up. And I brought that up a few hours earlier, but you're correct. Thank you, John. So they did. They made this AI video of Manny's wife. And she was saying how, Manny's abusive and, she wants to be with Finny because Finny gives her so much attention. Let me see if I can find that. I probably can find it, guys. So hold on. I'm glad he brought that up because that was actually a video I saw. It was like, I could see why he was so mad and just ticked off and like was getting fed up with this whole situation. I'm trying to find which live that was on that I saw that on because I did see that somewhere. Let me see if it's on this one. But yeah, they did an AI of her and they made her look. I saw that AI video too. It was like disturbing. And imagine how Manny was feeling. He was like so angry. Let's see. I don't know if I can find it right now, guys, but I probably will eventually find it again because I'm like totally into this story. So once I find it again, because there's so many guys, they did so many YouTube videos of this family. It was insane. They just kept making fun of her. Like, what's this video about? I'll show you this video. This video is not it, guys. This video is not it. But... what is it? This isn't it though, guys.
I forgot. I did meet her. Shout out to her. She would. She didn't say she would, but that's Grumpy's girlfriend. And I talked to her. She was cool, super great guys. That's not legal. That's not fair. It said you can't get nothing done down there. It's too much security. But if we was going to thump real quick, that quick, I was down for that. Even though we both would have went to jail. If we was going to thump, why'd you stay? Why are you moving away? Talking about I was getting loud for security. You pushed me right there. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? If I turn around, just imagine if I turn around after you push me. But just imagine if I see you before you get to me. Oh man, that would have been like wrestling. Somebody tagging in the tag team partner. I never saw him though. Shout out to the person that did the side by side. I never saw him coming. I just wish somebody would have been there and like, Finny, look, turn around. Like it would have been so like, but it is what it is.
It's probably a good thing you didn't though, because you might have been in jail because you would have broke him in half.
Oh, I would have tried to kill him. So, Paul, shut up, Finny. I'm saying to you. All right, so how we get to, you know what? We're going to get to some videos. I'll tell y'all how we got to the press and charges part.
Yeah, let's get to the first video.
How we turned the L into a W. And got the tiny in his face. They say, Finny, hold on. You got him. He touched you. You got him. That's against the law. And real quick before we get to the video, I they said that it was a minor push and it was a right now it's scheduled for a misdemeanor. But they did tell me if I did experience any back pain or anything from like a whiplash or anything, just to keep documented and bring it when I come to court. So when I got home, I have been experiencing like how you get in a car wreck, like lower back pain. So I did go to the ER yesterday. They took X-rays and all that. So I just got to do a follow-up. So I will be doing my follow-up appointments. I do think I got a whiplash from it. So definitely, if I got any medical costs or anything like that, I'm definitely putting it over on him, and I'm definitely bringing it with me to court. So I am going to do all of the tests that they tell me to do, you know, and see
Always
where it
be
goes.
proactive.
Always, man, you know.
So there's so many videos. I wasn't able to find that, but I wanted to play this for you guys. This was a key part of his live, one of his lives. This was back. Let me make sure I get the date right. So this video was done 2 months ago, right? This was April 8th, 2025 that he was talking about this. Back this year, guys, that was when he was assaulted by Manny. He said, yes, I'm pressing charges for sexual harassment. He touched my booty. Pause. So he is talking about this year, back in April, guys. This was escalating real fast. Manny could have unalived him back in April because it appears as though, guys, every single month, Finny and Bubbly go to Las Vegas. They went to Las Vegas back in May. They went to Las Vegas back in April. So it seems like every month they're in Las Vegas, right? Back in April of this year, when they were in Las Vegas, that was the video clip that I showed you earlier in the live when Manny went up behind Finny and he poked him, prodded him in the back. Finny is talking about that right now. He's talking about how he ended up getting whiplash from that attack from Manny, and he had to go to the hospital emergency room for that. He filed criminal charges about it, and they were supposed to go to court the same week that he was murdered. Okay, so that's what this is from. It's giving you a timeline of events that in April of this year, Manny could have killed Finny right there. He was warning him in April this year. Can you see how crazy this is? And Finny didn't take the warning. He kept doing these lives. Even up to the very week before he got murdered, he did a live 3-4 days before he was murdered about Manny. So you can now the timeline is really creating a context for you that this happened this year. The whole assault there, they were supposed to have a court hearing about the assault that happened April of this year. And he's telling you that he had to get whiplash, he had injury. But again, Manny was saying in that video that I showed you a few hours ago, if y'all was on this live, Manny said that was a warning. He said, I could have, I could have busted some teeth out that day. I could have had some bloodshed, but I deliberately chose not to. I wanted to warn him, and he's not taking my warning seriously. Do you see what's happening here? Do you understand? So when he got back in April, Finny continued the bullying. He didn't stop. And then there was the strikes going on. That was adding on to the thing. Now you're getting Manny's lives demonetized, okay? Now he's losing money, and he doesn't have a job. So you're messing with his income. That's what tipped him over the edge, guys. Because Finny didn't stop even after the warning in April of this year. He kept going on. Now they're striking each other's channels down. Now Finny's got demonetized on one of his accounts. He's losing money, guys. He's losing serious money. He's losing subscribers. He can't get to 50,000 subscribers. He's always dropping down significantly. So by the time it got to, and let me tell you, I'm trying to build a timeline. This is good. Actually, this is the build timeline. So this happened in April, right? There's a video clip I have, guys, that's very, very, very eerie. So in May, after this incident with the battery here, that he's talking about the battery, how he was injured. In May, Finny and Bubbly go back to Las Vegas during Cinco de Mayo, okay? And people will wonder, well, why didn't he unalive him in May? Because Manny was out of town. Manny had an anniversary in May. He and his wife, they had gotten married finally. There's actually a live where this woman named Vero, she does a live talking about their marriage or whatever. Okay, I actually got to play a little bit of that because she went to their wedding. She was invited. And then again, Manny tried to sexually assault her. So then she didn't want to be friends with them anymore. So then she joined Finny's live and she was venting on there. So we're about to get into that. I was about to end the live, guys, but I got to get into this first because it's too much. It flows too much with everything. But anyways, so this live happened in April, right? When he got battered by Manny. Manny was warning him in April. Then in May, I need you to hear the very eerie words he says in this live. So in May, Cinco de Mayo, this Finny goes back to Las Vegas. This live was streamed May 3rd. Okay, he went there the weekend of Cinco de Mayo. And the only reason why he wasn't unalive during this trip was because Manny was out of town. Okay. And there was a person on this live that was basically telling Finny on the live as he's going through the strip in May of this year. And the person that was in the live chat was saying, oh, you know, you wouldn't be here if Manny was there, you know, like basically prodding him, saying you're scared of Manny. You wouldn't be in Cinco de Mayo. You wouldn't be in Las Vegas if Manny was there. So I want you to listen closely to the eerie, very eerie words that Finny says in this live. And I'm going to see if you guys can catch it.
Get up. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all want to follow PM to the bathroom. What the All right, hold on, let me see. Finny is feeling brave because Manny is out of town. Finny is brave because...
Did you hear that? So he's reading somebody's comment in the chat and they said, Finny is feeling brave because Manny is out of town, right? So that's why he wasn't unalived back in May when he came there. Again, he was warned in April when Manny poked him in the back and caused some slight injury. In May, you know, Finny didn't take it as a warning that he was about to be unalive. He was like, whatever. And I still don't understand it because this man literally was telling online that he has guns and he goes to the shooting range. I don't get it. They don't understand this, right? Now in May, Manny's out of town. But this comment from the person in the live, because this was somebody from Sin City Family, because Manny would have his Sin City Family subscribers go on to Finny's live to spy, to see if there's any disloyal people, to see what information is going on, right? This comment triggered Finny, and listen closely to what Finny says.
Because Manny is out of town. Facts! Yeah. Welcome to Las Vegas. Finny so brave. Hey, why don't you come out here and do something for him? How about that? Why don't you show everybody how brave you are and you come out here and do something for him? You come meet the legend. You could be the first one on video to do something to the legend. So why don't you bring your tough ass over here? Yeah. And then don't be slick. Come announce yourself so we can go somewhere where where we can only record it ourselves and nobody get in trouble. Show you how scared I am. Tough guy. No, I want it on camera. I just don't want nobody to come break it up real easy. I want them to really hurt me, you know. I want y'all to have to help me up, you know. Somebody, there you go, back at it again, man.
Listen how he predicted his death. He's telling the person, come over here, meet me. I want it to be on camera. I want the person to hurt me so bad you have to help me up. Look what happened to him then. He predicted his death a month before. And look exactly what happened. He was hurt to the point where he was murdered and he was on the ground. And paramedics had to help his body up because he was deceased. They had to bring his body up, bag it up, and take it off. You see what he did? Words are so powerful. This man literally manifested it to him. He told the person on live, come over here, meet me. Why don't you do it for him? But the words that stuck out to me is when he said, I want him to hurt me so bad. I want him to knock me to the ground to the point where he has to help me up. And that really Guys, that gave me the chills when I listened to this. I was like, I got to send this and show you guys, because this man literally described what happened to him a month later, guys. That's crazy. That's some crazy work. You can't tell me about manifestations not real. You got to be careful the words you spew out, because in the spirit realm, you are manifesting your destiny. This man said he wanted them to hurt him so bad that he had to be helped up. And that is exactly what happened. Manny shot him multiple times, murdered him to the point where he was to the ground, and he had to be prodded up by paramedics and carried off into the corner. That's some crazy work, y'all. Some crazy work. Let's put that one more time, because I don't think somebody caught that, but that is some disturbing work right there. Just May 3rd of last month, he said this.
Want somebody, twerk something. Want somebody, twerk something. Hey, won't you back it up? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all want to follow PM to the bathroom. That's all.
Oh, guys, I look at that guy right there. Let me scroll my mouse. This guy right here. Look at him closely. Now you got to go back to my other videos. But Manny got mad at this guy right here that's on camera that's associated with Finny, because this man here on the screen with the black on and the hat, he used to be associated and loyal to Manny, okay? So Manny was pissed off at this dude because this dude started to follow Finny. And one time, there was an occasion where I showed you in a prior video where Manny caught this man by himself streaming one time on the strip after he started being friends with Finny. And this is the guy on the camera that got punched in the mouth. Manny punched him in the mouth and left him with a very battered mouth, bloody mouth, because he left Manny's group and joined Finny. So Manny couldn't handle when people unsubscribed and joined Finny, to the point where he would react to these people when they were caught alone streaming and assault them. He battered this man, punched him in the mouth, and walked off. That was a prior incident that happened. I actually have video footage of that I posted in my prior video when I was breaking down some of the other incidents that he had done. And this was the man on camera. And now I'm putting the pieces together that makes sense now why he punched this man here, because this man had now became friends with Finny, and Manny was enraged that this man had been disloyal to him and had, in his mind, abandoned him and now joined his adversary. So that's what I'm saying. Manny can't handle when someone disassociates with him. He treats YouTube, because this man has a gang mindset, right? And I showed you a video where he said, Sin City Familia Gang Bang. He treats his subscribers as gang members. This man is used to being in gangs, so he associates YouTube and the subscribers as his gang members, and they're supposed to be loyal to him. And if you leave that gang, then now you can get the smoke. So this man got the smoke on one of the occasions that recently happened. He got punched in the mouth by Manny. I'm just letting y'all know that fact that people hadn't seen, just in case you didn't watch my prior video on that.
All right, hold on, let me see. Manny is feeling brave because Manny is out of town. Finny is brave because Manny is out of town. Facts! Yeah. Welcome to Las Vegas. Finny so brave. Hey, why don't you come out here and do something for him? How about that? Why don't you show everybody how brave you are, and you come out here and do something for him? You come meet the legend. You could be the first one on video to do something to the legend. So why don't you bring your tough ass over here? Yeah. And then don't be slick. Come announce yourself so we can go somewhere where where we can only record it ourselves and nobody get in trouble. Show you how scared I am. Tough guy. No, I want it on camera. I just don't want nobody to come break it up real easy. I want them to really hurt me, you know. I want y'all to have to help me up, you know. Somebody, there you go, back at it again, man.
Did you hear that, guys? He said, I don't want anyone to help me. I want them to knock me down and someone help me up. That is so eerie to hear that. It's eerie, guys, because he literally manifested his downfall June 8th. And a month later, that is exactly what came to him. Manny shot him multiple times. No one intervened. And he had to be helped up by paramedics. Basically, they had to wheel his body off to the morgue. That is a lesson to all of us. Y'all don't play with the enemy. Don't play when somebody's warning you and somebody is telling you things. Don't play with it. Don't play with it because it's not a joke. Now, actually, there's this cool YouTube channel. And yeah, if somebody said in the chat, I got the person's name wrong. Okay, I might have got the name wrong, but that other guy, Jojo, sorry, it was Jojo. Thank you for explaining who that guy was. That guy, Jojo, was also a person he felt was disloyal to him as well. But that guy looks just like Jojo, though. He's even the same build. They look alike. It's kind of weird how they look alike. But either way, Manny would get mad at people who were disassociated with him, basically. He felt like if you're not loyal to him or if you're streaming on his strip, because that's Fremont is his strip, he owned that town, then he gonna come for you, basically.
And I told him, why do you?
But these people that I want to show you here on this live, Lala and the man here named Uncle Cliff, these people are actually involved in the whole ordeal. They are associated with Finny and Manny. They saw the whole thing. These are people who have personal knowledge. They were in the whole mess when it was going on. So I was watching this live, and these people all know Finny and Manny personally. So they were giving all kind of tea in this thing, guys. They were telling the background stories. So I wanted to play a little bit of this so we can break down the real stuff that was going on, because a lot of people on YouTube don't really know the real issues, and the people that are involved can really give you, right, Cookie saying adults acting like children. Exactly, girl. But yeah, they're going to give you the full background and breakdown of what was going on with Manny, because this whole live is really kind of centered around the mindset of Manny.
You even care about that? You didn't like them. You kicked them out. You blocked them. So they went to Finny and they're giving him money. You didn't want him. So you actually blocked that money. He blocked all those people. A lot of those people were giving those super chats. He blocked himself.
So she's describing, let me give you a context for what Lala's talking about. Lala is saying that Manny had blocked a lot of his subscribers because he was mad because they were going on Finny's channel. And so she's saying, now, all of a sudden, Manny was getting enraged because these people were going now over to Finny and giving him the super chat money. So they're taking the money that he was getting and they're now giving it over to Finny. And he's mad about that because, of course, this is his income. But she's like, well, why are you mad? Because you blocked these people in the first place. You kicked them out of your group. And now when they actually go over to Finny and they're giving him the money, now you want to be mad. Like, she's like trying to give that perspective of it.
And he blocked them while they were still giving him money. I mean, it wasn't, he didn't block them because they stopped giving money. He blocked people that had given him $10 that very night. Someone hands you money.
Wait.
Block them?
Yo, hold on. So the people that were giving Finny money Were they still supporting Manny at the time, or did he block them? Did he block them?
Everybody in Finny's channel was totally done with Finny. Totally done with Manny. That was the point of Finny's channel.
Okay,
Those people
okay.
They were in a support group to get over what Manny did to them.
I got you.
So why should he? But he did care because he saw him getting all that money. And I felt, and I did tell him, why do you care? You didn't like them. You didn't want them anyway. They weren't good enough for you. And so now they're over here and they're all having a good time. And you see this channel, look at, you have 46,000 subscribers. He's got what? At the time, it was like in the twos. You know, he's an itty bitty thing. It's a David and Goliath. You didn't care, right? So, but it was nothing about that. It was all about, and he wasn't afraid of Finny. It was more about pride. You know, this guy is a narcissist. Okay. And he felt he was being knocked off the pedestal of being considered the it man or whatever. Cause one time he was up there, you know, one time a lot of people liked him and one time he didn't act like that, you know, but he did.
Yeah. And she was actually, this woman that's speaking was actually previously a Manny fan as well. And so what they're trying to describe to you is that because Manny had been bullying all these people, he was using people allegedly for money. People are saying they felt like that. And he was kicking people out for not giving money or going over to Finny's live, whatever reason he kicked them out, right? And blocked them. Manny has 46,000 subscribers as opposed to Finny at the time only had 2,000. And it's like, why are you getting mad over this small little YouTuber who, like, some people left your YouTube channel that you blocked? And these people have now formed Finny's YouTube as a support group. So people were going to this Finny channel and they were venting about the hurt that they felt from Manny. They felt betrayed by him. He had blocked them. He had got rid of them. And they felt a sense of betrayal. So they were going over there to kind of vent and be like, you know, they were giving Finny all these video clips and stuff that he had done to them and all these things. And they were sharing their stories. I'm actually going to show you a story of a woman who was wronged by, she also felt wronged by Manny. So she was an example of one that I'll go into a little bit after this video clip. But these individuals are shedding a story and sharing with you the backstory of why this was going on, that Manny couldn't handle just losing a little bit of subscribers. I mean, dude, you have 46,000, but you're worried about a man who has 2,000 because you're not getting the money anymore.
Did that. He created that. He created the whole mess as well. He created people not to like him. And so what Finny did and Finny showed is his own videos of him. He was just like nothing different than a movie critic. You know, here's the movie, here's our opinion. But it's his own footage that he took, that Manny took with his own camera. And then he's mad saying, you're making fun of us. And like, you filmed it.
It's been too long. What's the cost of the oil industry's lie?
So Finny is just giving commentary on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I got you.
But he has a panel full of people trolling the hell out of Manny.
Well, Finny didn't seek out and acquire those videos by watching it on his own. People submitted the videos to him, like America's Funniest Home Videos. They submitted the videos to Finny. When Finny was watching each video, it was the first time he was seeing it. It was the first time Zelly was seeing it. So Zelly could give you a totally impartial view on what's going on, even though Zelly was Finny's friend. But Zelly half the time was just as shocked as everyone else when he saw what Manny was doing, because he was not a watcher, absolutely not a watcher anymore. He would say, archives, what do you have for us? Okay, let me go to my email and see what people have for us. And many people did it anonymously, so he didn't even know who was sending him the videos.
And see,
so again, you can see how they're trying to explain to you as the outsider the structure of Finny's lives. So Finny would do these lives every Tuesday. People who had been disgruntled or wronged or felt kicked out or whatever, banished by Manny, then they would go and submit videos, or they would ask to be on the panel to share their stories or share clips of Manny, of things that he had done wrong in the community. And it was a way to expose him, as well as to kind of get a sense of therapy, like a support group. Everybody felt the same way. Everybody that was subscribed to Finny's channel did not like Manny. And that's insane to me, because Manny had 46,000 subscribers. So The 2,000 subscribers at the time that Finny had gained were 2,000 people that did not like Manny. That's a lot of people that have issues with one man. And when you got all these people that are all feeling the same way and they're literally subscribing to Finny because of them not liking this man, it kind of is shedding a light on there's something wrong with the character of Manny to make that many people not like you. That's a lot of people. And not only that, but Lala is going into the mindset of what Manny was, which I think she has some truth to it. She said he was a narcissist. He's a type of person that he can't see his wrong. He's very he obsessed with himself. He can't stand the idea of somebody else stealing his light. This man thought that, you know, Hollywood representatives were going to come and just whisk him off into the sunlight and take him over to Hollywood and make him into a celebrity. Okay. So the fact, even though this man has 46,000 subscribers, because of his narcissism, it bothered him to the core that he was losing some of those subscribers over to Finny. And the weird part about it is he was the one that was blocking him in the first place. It's like they were giving him super chats and he's literally blocking these people. It's like, and then you're mad because they're giving their money over to Finny, but you were the ones that kicked him out.
It's interesting to hear Lala say Manny was very prideful because, again, I have a DM this extensive. Like I say, when I get back to the house here, I'm going to read that. Where somebody, like I said, they're a Sin City family supporter to the end, but they definitely hit on that this still boils down to Manny being prideful and they don't support or back up what he done at all, but they still feel like that he was almost pushed to this point.
He pushed, you know what, he pushed himself because all those people that were over there with Finny, like I said, he tossed them. He didn't want them anymore. He blocked them. And also a lot of those people, some have left because he did them wrong and did them very wrong. Okay. But again, he disrespected them or he used them. So he created that. This was created all by him. He created this whole world. What comes up must go down. You put it this way. This guy idolized Al Pacino in Scarface and had the picture of Scarface of the movie poster over his dining room table.
Yeah, and he always
what does that tell you? What does that tell you?
Guys, that's so ironic that he had Scarface on the top of his diner. And, you know, Scarface symbolizes a violent person, kind of have like a crew of people, gang kind of affiliation kind of mindset. And he idolizes this person that he's trying to emulate. It's like all of the red flags were right staring everybody in the face, and they just didn't take him seriously because he looked like this small, little, tiny Hispanic man, 5'2", didn't seem like he was harmless, right? But this man literally was giving them all the red flags, and no one listened.
What does that tell you? Look at the ending of the movie.
Correct. Yeah.
That's how this guy literally was.
So OYB, that would support your notion of why he did what he did.
Like I said, brother, I think that, like I said, the mind state that I seen Manny in most of the time that I seen him live, and now I kind of revert back to say I'd have never seen it ending like this. But now when I think about it, Manny did always have that personality that it's gonna be a big go big or go home type of thing. Go big or go home.
Word up. That's what I see. I mean, and I'm on the outside looking in, so I'm relying on the information I'm getting from y'all. But based on everything I'm seeing, that's what it looks like to me.
But like I said, I'm going deep in this, bro. I plan to not only I plan to now pull the records from the police reports. I want to go back and look up Manny's history now. Go pull, like, basically dox him. I don't care. Let's look up Manny's history. Let's look up Finny's history. Let's look into people's history and see, like, did we see this coming? Because, like I said, I hear a history of him being in a gang in California, doing time before in the past.
Yeah.
It's like, so like, was this far-fetched for us to see something like this coming?
Well, hold on, because I heard, and again, this is not, my knowledge. this is just something I heard, that he left Cali because of some shit that happened where he was forced out of there, which is why he moved to Vegas. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's what I heard.
He said they were doing it to be in a safer, now a more safer place, because he was shot to be left dead. He was shot and stabbed, and he actually almost died in the hospital, apparently, and he lost a lung. After that, they packed their stuff and they got the hell out of there. He also at one time was in Georgia, but everywhere he went, somehow it was like an immediate leave. But he wanted a better life. Came out of his mouth that he wanted a better life for his family. But yeah, he was left to be dead. They probably thought he was dead. In fact, they said there was a news clipping. They reported him on a newspaper, something like that, that he was dead.
Exactly. Did you guys hear that, T? See, that's why I wanted to show you this, because these are people who actually knew the parties involved. And she's shedding light on the fact that, number one, he was in a possible gang. He was almost murdered. They pretty much thought he was dead in California. She's explaining this from her knowledge of knowing these parties. And they thought he was dead. And so that's why they ended up moving over to Nevada in the first place, to get away from the violence, to start over again. You know, this man had a near-death experience, and so he was trying to start clean. So imagine someone like that in a gang, in violence, almost had a near-death experience. This man is not wired like the normal person that you see on YouTube, which is why you can't prod people and poke at people. You got to be able to read the energy that you're getting. And this man had a very disturbing background. And this woman, Lala, and Cliff, or whatever his name is, what this guy's name is? Cliff. Yeah, Uncle Cliff is here with their personal knowledge, is really shedding the light to that background.
Okay, so can you all explain to me?
See, then, yeah, that's...
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, Michael. No, go ahead, Michael.
I was going to ask a question. That I was seeing a video out your body. I don't know if it was on your platform or some other, because everybody is talking about this shit now. Like, you were the first one I heard to talk about.
Let alone why is somebody who's getting shit-faced carrying around a weapon, who's angry or feels that somebody has a vendetta. It's not good.
So here's the question then. So here's the question then. So does she know that he's capable of flying off the handle at any given moment? Okay.
Yes, because he flew off the handle, even off the live. And, you know, even the son would intervene, even in homes or at home. But this is not how he would fly off the handle was, you know, based on his alcohol or whatever the hell he's on, you know.
Right.
I mean, just recently, not long ago, he was so out of it that he defecated on the bathroom wall at their house, and it was like that for 2 days.
Oh, wow.
Now, who does that sober or just even drunk? Who does that? And like, you know, like, how do you do that?
You gotta be.
That is absolutely disturbing. Did you guys hear that? So Manny was a chronic alcoholic, and when he would get drunk, you know, he would get into physical altercations with the wife, and the son would have to intervene to protect his mom. And then, like she said here, he got drunk one time. He defecated on the freaking wall, and they had like poop just sitting there on the wall. That's disgusting, y'all. The man was unhinged. I don't even know how Julie could handle a man like that. Julie was scared of him. Julie, I think she was scared because she had to have her son protect her. In a way, I feel like maybe Julie wanted him to do this so she can get him out the house, because she was fed up with him, and she knew if she broke up with him, he was going to unalive her too. He would have took her out too, because he was like, this man had her tattoo on his neck. It's like he was all for Julie. If Julie left him, she knew she was about to be taken out.
You got to be pissy drunk or on some other shit.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So now you can, that's some real stuff.
Let me ask you this, Lala. Do you feel it's far-fetched? And again, this is all alleged and assumptions because we were not there. Do you feel like it's far-fetched to say that Manny and Julie were looking at Finny's live when they were going to the horseshoe and had every intention in approaching him and knowing, and Julie was knowing that Manny was going to go find him to approach him?
Yes, you know why? Not only was people in his chat kept telling him where he's at for whatever reason, what made it
Right, look at the comments. The people, these are people who know him, right? They're saying, Matt, this person right here says, Julie was tired of Manny constant fighting in the recent live stream. She was over him. I think she honestly let him do it because she was like, I'm ready for him to leave anyway. Like, you never know what's going on with Julie. She doesn't like Finny. She doesn't like Bubbly. And she's tired of her husband who's just out of control, causing problems in the house. And she cannot speak up against him because he's very violent. Do you think she probably set it up too to like go ahead and kill him? Shoot, I'll get everybody out of the house that I don't want. I don't have to deal with Finny anymore. They're making fun of me. I don't have to deal with my husband who's beating the heck out of me, defecating on the wall, getting drunk, acting crazy, and I don't got to deal with Bubbly anymore. I killed 3 birds with one stone, basically 3 birds that I don't like. So like you got to think about that part. Then this is the other deep part about what she's getting into right now. Let's go back to the part where Lala's really about to break it down here. That, guys, look at this. Listen to this part very deeply because she's saying that their subscribers who was on the live that night when this murder happened were basically telling Manny where Finny was. I told you the subscribers are all involved in this crap. They were telling Manny where Finny and Bubbly was. I feel like they all should be arrested. They all should be a part of this because they are the ones that egged it on. Listen to what Lala says.
Kind of semi-obvious is, see, his routine was when he would get to Vegas on the Strip, he would park his car, and he usually kind of showed when he got, him getting out of the car, and he would be the first to hold the gimbal and start it off and walk real slow. I mean, this guy hung out for 3 hours at a pole on Fremont Street before he moved anywhere. Okay, so that tells you one thing. So from the time he parked to where he parked, I guess, at the horseshoe, he didn't show necessarily where he parked. All of a sudden, they're already holding the gimbal. They don't show getting out of the car and things like that. All of a sudden, and then he has her holding the camera, and he's quiet and like on a mission, and he's like not even looking around, stopping like he normally does, looking at crap, talking and saying, oh, look at this, and taking his sweet time. So from where he parked, normally this is what would happen. Where he parked to get, by the time he would have gotten to the fountains, normally probably would have taken him an hour or so, because they would have been looking around and wasting time because they kind of didn't have a lot of money. So they were just like showing things, talking, joking, whatever, how it is, talking with the chat and interacting, both of them. No, he was like on a mission, and he was cutting through casinos, parking lots, and he cut. They didn't even stop and look at anything. They cut through like a little store, and they darted straight over there, and they did it under 30 minutes.
Yeah, they were zipping around people. It was like.
And she's right. There is a video footage out there where they're going really fast, and it's like they're on a mission, like they're headed somewhere. It's not even like they're stopping to do a live, to enjoy the scenery, to like get clips. No, they're like rushing through the crowd, like as if they're trying to catch up with someone. So she's trying to pinpoint that they were on a mission, and the subscribers were just as guilty because they were literally egging it on, telling Manny where Bubbly and Finny were located. And I'm going to see if I can try to find the video, guys, because I actually have a video showing that incident of the camera where you can see they're walking really fast, and that's very unusual. If you know these individuals and you know how they operate, it's not normal for them to just walk so fastly and swiftly as they were. Let me see. Let's see if we could find it in here, guys. I have that video. I just gotta go. While I'm looking for the video, I'll keep playing this though.
Like he was in speed mode on speed.
He was
I'm not
focused to
gonna
get
lie.
there.
Being out here is from walking from the Horseshoe to the Bellagio is not a short distance. I don't care if it looks short. It's to get there in 30 minutes is you're on a mission.
Well, I'm going to say less than that because the live ended at like 30, 31 minutes. So, and you got to remember whatever that situation happened, take some time out. So he was there most likely in 26 minutes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's on a mission. You're on a mission.
Now, who does that? And he normally doesn't do that when he does his lives at night. He takes his time looking at stuff and wherever, and then he would even stand and look at the fountains for like 10 minutes.
Can I ask all of y'all this question?
Okay.
When y'all look at the video, I mean, he obviously wasn't walking with his wife at the time that the incident happened. But is there any video of them like together prior to the incident or after well, obviously
No,
not.
if you watch that video, he was right next to her. You see Bubbly's looking at the camera. You see Manny and Julie together.
No. I'm talking about Manny. I'm talking about Manny and his wife, not Finny.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
you mean
you see Manny and Julie together walk past Finny, and then you see Manny loop around and come back.
No, I understand the question. I understand the question. You're asking like together interacting before they got there.
Yes, yes.
Okay, the
that's
whole
what I'm
time
asking.
he was ahead of her and she was holding the camera and they were going straight over there.
All right, I apologize. Yes, Lala's
So
totally
that
correct.
was, so that is not normal.
When they reached the scene, they were
in
together.
the chat right now, Mr. Marcus, who was the head mod for Manny.
I don't.
What I was saying is Mr. Marcus in the chat right now, who was a head mod for Manny.
What Mr. Marcus is saying is every night Mr. Marcus gave a 99-cent super chat, and Manny went out of his way to praise Mr. Marcus and thank him. And when Mr. Marcus gave the super chat that night, Manny didn't say a single word to Mr. Marcus.
I'm not going to answer whether he's the head mod or not because.
And that's a huge red flag, guys, because normally he acknowledges anything that his subscribers give him, like money wise. And he was saying that every time there's a live, this guy Marcus always gives him like 99 cents or whatever. And Manny will always say, thank you for the money. He didn't even acknowledge it. They were just rushing, like whiffing through the crowd, like they were on a mission. It was like their conduct was showing that they were looking for and on a mission to find. That's why I feel like this was Julie knew about this and she operated like she normally operates. She usually turns the camera away whenever he's going to commit violence to protect him. That's why, and it's an indicator. And then after this whole incident, she takes pictures of the bodies and walks off as if nothing ever happened. Like she's just strolling the strip.
Be what drove you to kill this dude. So there's something else going on in your life. That is what I'm saying.
Well, let's add on this. He quit his job. Okay. And he was actually going to have a 4-year party on it to celebrate it of him quitting his job. And he kept saying it. This is the day I quit my job. This is the day I married Julie. This is the day we moved here. He made it all on this one day that happened to be July 15th. And so he relied on Sin City Family and the other channels that were umbrellaed under Sin City Family as the income. So anybody else who branched off out of Sin City Family, he felt from there on was considered an enemy and copying him, and they're haters because now they're gonna, because they know people in his chat or subscribers, and they could take his subscribers and they can give them money too. He didn't want to share that wealth in that sense.
Okay, so hold on,
he
sis.
helped people create channels.
So hold on, sis. But he wasn't monetized though, right? On YouTube.
Well, no. Manny was monetized at a point.
He was monetized.
Okay. Well, I got that bad information because I heard he wasn't monetized And
I know
this is
why you got that. I know why you got that information. At one point, YouTube took his monetization away for a couple of weeks because he violated policies. But yeah, he relied on the money. He was monetized, and the super chats and the memberships.
okay. Okay.
And so was Julie's channel. That her channel also. They relied on all their channels. It was Julie's. She had a channel. He did, and
So
so did
what did his subscriber count look like?
Well,
He
it
had
says
at the, I'm about
46.3.
No, at the time, hold on, you guys. At the time that everything happened, I went and checked it. The night that everything happened, Manny had 53.3K, and Finny had 3.3K. I wanted to say around that time, but Manny had 53.3K.
Yeah, but OYB, he had 53K because of what happened, because he would have celebrated 50K. He kept trying to get to 50K.
Right.
He got all the way up to 49, and then he dropped back down to 44, 45.
So, can you guys hear me? So, yeah, if you guys listen to that, I wanted to break that down. That was some deep stuff that we just learned. Number one, you heard from Lala that Manny had quit all of his jobs. He was relying on these YouTubes. Actually, that initial YouTube that had the 46,000 subscribers, that YouTube channel was originally, that channel belonged to Julie at first. She was the one doing all those channels. And then he took over her channel, like Lala was saying, and he made it into like an income. So that's why you can see the mindset of this man, that he felt so much pressure on him to make this money. And so when Finny started messing with a man's money, this man literally went off the hinges. Okay. Now, I did find that video clip that the young man in the chat was talking about, where they had an AI. They did an AI. Wait, this is not the right one. Sorry, guys. They did an AI video of Julie making fun of her. So I wanted to play that video for you guys, so you could see kind of where his mindset was going with all the trolling and stuff. So I'm going to play this one. They did an AI video of Julie making fun of her, making it sound like she was telling how Finny was abusing her and wanted to be with Finny. Look at this. This could get into a man's mind when you try to mess with their wife like this.
That was wild, man. That was wild. Yeah. Yeah. Some of this stuff I can't say because I'll be condoning it. Like, some of the shit I read y'all said is funny, but yeah. That's wild that he goes to homosexuality. Shout out to the LGBT. Shout out to all my lesbians out there. What? Hold on. They said we got an important message from Julie. Hold on.
Hi, Poppy Finny. I want to say thank you for giving me the attention Manny doesn't give me. Shout out to Sin City Finny. Manny has beat me in the past and won't get a job. I don't know what to do. My chin is also coming back. I dropped 10 grand on it for nothing. My friend Vaho wants to sleep with Manny. Again. And Cliff is creeping me out with his binder full of pictures of us. I've had enough and want to come to you, Finny. If you'll have me. I need a real man.
What?
So that was crazy. Did you guys see that? That was absolutely crazy. They did a AI video of Julie making it sound like she's trying to be with Finny because Manny is beating her. This is the type of trolling that Manny saw and enraged him.
Hold on, man. Let's try that one more time.
Wants to sleep with Manny. Again.
That's wild that he goes to
I'm gonna play that.
homosexuality.
Let's play that one more time, y'all.
Shout out to the LGBT. Shout out to all my lesbians out there.
I dropped 10 grand on it for nothing. My friend Vaho wants to sleep.
That's
I dropped 10 grand on it for nothing.
from Julie. Oh no.
Hi, Poppy Finny. I want to say thank you for giving me the attention Manny doesn't give me. Shout out to Sin City Finny. Manny has beat me in the past and won't get a job. I don't know what to do. My chin is also coming back. I dropped 10 grand on it for nothing. My friend Vaho wants to sleep with Manny. Again. And Cliff is creeping me out with his binder full of pictures of us. I've had enough and want to come to you, Finny. If you'll have me. I need a real man.
Whoa. 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 Real or fake? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Real or fake? Somebody goes.
And see, that was not a video that Finny made. It was an AI video that one of Finny's subscribers made. Whenever he has these Tuesday lives, they send him emails of video clips they want him to play, and then they all sit around and laugh and joke about it. So these people are like literally working for Finny because they're disgruntled and they don't like Manny and they don't like Julie anymore because they feel betrayed by them. And so imagine Manny having to see stuff like this and feel like he's being mocked by past people who subscribe to him, and it's being plastered on this channel of people who he feels all betrayed him. So I want to segue before we go off this live. I want to segue into another clip of another person because I want to kind of give you a picture of what was going on in these lives. Like I said, people would come on the live who were once loyal to Manny, and now they have felt betrayed by him. So now they're going to join Finny to vent about it. There was this particular woman on the live named Vero, and she had attended Manny and Julie's wedding because if you watched my other live before, when we looked at her YouTube channel, she had did an introduction video and she said she wasn't married yet. And so at my time, we thought she wasn't married, but Vero had came and shed some tea that they actually did eventually get married a few years later. And she attended that wedding. And she said she felt betrayed by them because she felt like Manny was trying to go into her room and do some he was basically trying to have sex with her, basically, y'all. But let me read the comments first before I play this so you can see what I mean, because I may not be able to get to it. But there's a part in here. Let me see somebody's comment about it. They said, "Thank you, Vero and Squirrel, for coming in and saying the truth. I hope everyone can understand that. We are not haters." Let's see what here. "Thank you for sharing your story, Vero. That's pretty wild that Manny tried to invite himself into your hotel room while Julie had him sleeping in another room on their house. Isn't that crazy?" They said, "Now wonder Panny was trying to silence these people." People want to know why they call him Panny. That was a funny mockery nickname that Finny's group came up with for Manny. It was like to mock him. So when they're calling him Panny, again, it's another way to continue to mock him. But let's listen a little bit to what she had to say because she kind of talked for a long time. So she was going all over the place. She was reading Panny's DM and she read Julie's DM. So we might get into that part of it, but I want to start with the beginning. And then she said he threatened her. So we're going to go to that part too, but let's listen to the beginning and then we'll kind of dance around the live to get some of her parts of, meaning when I say dance, I mean, we're going to move around in this thing to see what we can get some parts because she kind of talks a lot.
Based off of what was said on the haters channel, I've said to JoJo and I've said to everybody else, my problem was always with Manny. And sometimes when other people say stuff, you say stuff that you might not mean to them because I don't know you to even say anything about you. So if you did have heard anything I said about you, it was just based off of words that were said that I heard, and I don't know you like that, so I can't talk bad about you like that. So I'm going to be the first to apologize for anything you may have heard me say about you. It was just based on stuff that I really want to issue pain on Manny. So to get to his friends, I did what I did, and I apologize for that.
Now, let me give you a background on what he was saying. So not only did Finny troll and talk mess about Manny and Julie, but he also talked mess about any of the subscribers that were associated with Manny. So he's basically apologizing to Vero if he trolled her, talked mess about her, tarnished her name on his chat, in his YouTube channel, if at the time when she was associated with Manny. And now that she's been betrayed by Manny, she's coming to join Finny, like a lot of the people who are disgruntled from Manny are. They join this group and they all kind of like vent and talk about all the hurt that he's done to each of them. So she's coming on the live now. She's going to share her story of what Manny did to her. So it's kind of like an example of what you would see every Tuesday, different people coming on there talking about what he did. But he's apologizing up front because he's not only trolling Manny and Julie or his kids, he's trolling followers and subscribers as well. It's like they're both trolling each other's subscribers, each other. It's like if you're associated with Finny, you're my enemy. If you're associated with Manny, you're my enemy. Like they're enemies of each other and their followers as well. It's like a gang. Like I feel like I told you, there are two different gang members. It feels like it's a YouTube gang. We got Finny gang and we got Manny gang. That's what it feels like. Sin City Family Gang. And they're all working in unison together to troll each other. That's why I said this beef is more deeper than how it's portrayed online. People think it's just two people beefing. No, it was the followers as well that were trolling and working for one another to troll and torment each other. But see, Finny wasn't personalizing it. He didn't need the money on YouTube. He didn't need the subscribers. He had his own income. Whereas Manny, as you heard from some people who knew him, are saying this man quit his job. He was solely relying on this as income, and he felt like Finny was taking away food from his family by stripping him of his followers, his super chats, stuff like that. So it was more deeper for a narcissistic person of a mindset like Manny, who feels like he can dish it out, but he can't take it. If he gives you an energy, you're not supposed to give it back to him. That's how Manny feels. If he assaults you, he assaults your wife, he doesn't feel you have the right to do it back to him. If he sends trolls to troll you, he doesn't feel you have the right to do it back. That's the mindset that Manny has. Whereas Finny's more of a rational dude. Like he didn't personalize anything. He was being trolled or whatever. And he took it as a fun joke and game where he can get paid and make jokes and just chill. It was like nothing to him. You could see the different mindsets of both of them. Because Finny's being bullied online too. Finny's getting the same energy that Manny's getting, and people don't realize that they're blaming Finny. And I do know Finny did what he was wrong. Okay, I get it. But the real thing is both people were being trolled and bullied. Both people were being harassed. You could see the reactions of both parties. Finny was more made for social media. He's not really bothered with it. It rubs off his back. He can get harassed and he just uses it as a way to retaliate. He's cool. He's more unbothered. Whereas Manny is soaking up every single insult, every single bully, every single word, everything they make fun of. This man is soaking that all up and it's enraging him.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. So did you see the video earlier? Was Manny talking about you when he was saying
Yeah, I seen that video. And there's people in here too. Well, one of them is here right now, but there was another one in here earlier that have to do with that as well. So yeah, I see you guys too. Just so you know, I've been peeping game, and I see the both of you in there. So you think you slick? You think I wasn't gonna come in? Here I am, bitch.
Oh,
Let them know.
because I'm sick of this shit. Like, I'm sick of them. I'm sick of Manny. I'm sick. Well, you guys already know. So let's do this.
All right. So, if you don't mind, I got a question. What happened? What made you pretty much get sick and tired of the sick and tired?
I'm first of all, I'm gonna say something. I'm not a hater. I don't have hate in my heart. I love the Lord. So if you got hate in your heart, you can't really like fuck with people, because I'm not that type of person to be having hate. So I'm not here to hate on them and anyone in here. Actually, I just want to say that I was done really dirty. I never had any intentions on leaving Sin City family. I was just a false. Okay. Anyway, I see you, girl. I see you. Keep talking, because I got everything. Anyways, hi, Arch. So I was basically pushed out. I'm still like, I can be in the channels and stuff, but I haven't really talked. I haven't really been in the chat. I lost my niece August 17th unexpectedly. She was 34 years old. She just died. So I've been dealing with a lot of stress, and then on top of that, trying to figure out what went wrong, what I did, and I asked a lot of people. So a lot of people know what happened. And I asked their opinions, and I said, what does this look like to you? Because I never try and assume the worst of people. You guys know, everybody that knows me knows that when I show up to Vegas, I got love for everybody. Maybe not some of the shit that happened in the past, but when it comes to them and it comes to that channel, I always show love to every motherfucking body that comes there to support them.
Yep, I've seen it.
I don't do, you've seen that archive. So
yeah.
Anyways, that's
Vero, let me try.
And so you can hear basically what she's saying. What she's saying is she was always loyal to Sin City family, and all these people that are on Finny's channel are ex Sin City family subscribers. All of them. Even she's like archives, because they all know each other, right? Because they used to be in Sin City family's group. She's on here because she is so confused because Manny and Julie basically blocked her from the group, and she can go on some of the channels now, but they're like basically exiling her from the group, and she can't understand why. She's heartbroken because she's been so loyal to them. She's went to the wedding. She's been a part of everything. But here's what I think happened with Vero. See, Sin City, Manny tried to sleep with her during the wedding, right? After the wedding or whatever. He tried to get in her hotel room. She wasn't having it. And I think he might have lied to his wife, Julie, to make it look like she was trying to get at him while he was married, accusing him of her trying to break up the marriage and trying to sleep with him and stuff. And so Julie was like not having it and probably said, you're going to have to get rid of her then. If you love me, you're talking about you want to be with me, we're married, you need to get rid of her. So that's what I think happened, because she's very defensive in this live, and she keeps saying how she doesn't want any man that's married and all this stuff when you hear her talk about it. And it's coming off as though it feels as though Julie felt insecure because Manny was trying to get at her. And there's actually video footage of him being caught cheating on video. Like, Manny was not a faithful woman to Julie, basically. He would be dancing with young underage girls on TikTok, pulling his pants down. Like, he was just totally cheating. There was one girl caught on a video that I saw recently. She was kissing Manny on the cheek and he was videotaping it. And then Julie came from behind, like confronting him about it. Like, why are you letting this girl kiss you in front of, while it was on camera? So Manny was a very unfaithful man to his wife.
Try to guide you for a second. Why don't you explain how you met them, how it all really happened, and then go into detail of why you left? I'm sorry. Just so people can have the background, because I know everyone goes, oh, that's my sister and all that, but yeah.
Yes, he's right. Background story, real quick. Background story is I seen them 2021. It was the end of, I guess, season 1 people, however you guys call it. I came in on the back end. Graphic was still there. A bunch of other people were still there. I think one of the first people I met was like Creepers or Jeepers and, you know, Eddie Las Vegas and Lady Loza. Shout out to them because they've always been good people to me, and they didn't deserve what they got. But I went out there because I was going through a separation. So I needed to just get a whole change of like scenery. So I was like, fuck it, you know, I'm gonna come out there, I'm gonna kick it with them and do my thing. And, you know, the last thing I was looking for was to deal with is any type of man, even to this day. I'm not interested in any man. So for all you motherfuckers that's out here calling me, oh no, V-ho, this, that, and the other, because you see me being nice to men, you can ask a lot of men and their wives that I treat women and men the same. I'm kind of like an alpha female, so compliments and all of that stuff is really nice, but it's like I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, because you gave me a compliment that it's like, oh, you know, I'm dropping my panties because you said I was beautiful, blah blah blah, whoop-de-wop.
And so you notice how she's coming off the bat already trying to defend herself, saying, I'm not that type of girl. I'm not trying to be what you need, my man. I'm just not going to drop my panties because you over here trying to be with me or whatever. She was doing that to defend herself because, again, Manny was trying to make advances at her. And basically she was trying to explain that she wasn't, you know, it wasn't that type of girl trying to date a married man. But let's go into this. They're trying to give him another clip. This clip right here.
Here we go.
I've heard the prelude to 2 of these stories. Y'all gonna love them. One of them gonna break the Finny show. Come on, baby girl. Come on, baby girl. You know who you are. Loosen up, come in. I will give you the stage. I'll give you the platform. I won't be doing none of my stuff that I'll be doing. The stage is yours. Tonight might be your night. It's already creeping up. It's 490 in here. When I throw that alley hoop out there, let me know if you're ready to catch it, baby girl. It's 490 in here. If you come in here, it's gonna climb up. I'll share the stage with you. I'll share the show with you. Me and you, baby girl. You know who I'm talking to too. All right, and then the other person, you emailed me.
Where are you going? We're going back to Fremont.
Torta Patrol, that's right. Look at this torta right here. She's mad right now.
What the hell? And then they got big old wheelies promoting it, and all ages are welcome. That's weird, actually. Oh, Julie's pissed off. She's pissed. Bitch, don't kill my.
I'm gonna give her the peach flavor then, because she's kind of upset right now because I made a remark and I apologize. Sorry, baby girl, forgive me. All right, let's go to the peach. Let's go peach. Oh my goodness, it's so cold. She's looking at me. She's gonna say something like,
I don't want that.
I can rehear it.
I don't want that fucking drink.
Excuse me, sorry. Are you on the ABC? I sure am. Oh no, this ain't the ABC. It's something else, right, Mama? Oh, she's ignoring us now. Damn. Shut it down. See? That just takes one little thing for her to get upset. Fuck the channel. So you can't be like that. Sometimes she'll be like, just terminate, delete it. What did you do? It's because I made a remark. Emotional news is, first of all, Julie's not here with us today. Appropriate is Julie having a day off or two, you know what I mean? Now, if I just do that, my real sister. The other one was a fake. Yeah. Right? Drop the fishes emojis. 5 to 0.
And it's like, you want to talk about me? Hey, we're going to show those pictures. We're going to show everybody why the little fishies exist. Fuck around, find out. Better just stay quiet and stay the fuck away out of my life. That's what you wanted. Damn. Love the book.
That clip right there, I guess that was a clip of him threatening Vero. They were playing it to like set up the scene to like give into her testimony or whatever. I'm trying to like get to the point because Vero talks and goes on. There's a part where she's reading Manny's DM and Julie's DM that was sent to Vero, and like listen clearly to what he says to Vero.
Okay, so let's go back to this. July 17th at 6:42 a.m., I get a DM and it says, "Hey, you awake?" And I'm like, okay, here's this account again. And I said, "Hey, yeah, I'm rewatching the stream and pissed off at that bitch. 520. She was in there while I was live, and a lot of the moderators know because I sent them the same screenshots, and she was putting up must suck to be rumored to smell like a fish, laugh out loud." So this is where all this fish started, was from that bitch. Okay, now everybody knows, if you know that bitch is crazy. When she DMs people, that bitch will send like novels of shit and stupid shit like, "Oh, I said hi to you in the chat and you didn't say hi to me."
So notice how you're setting the segue. I'm trying to explain this to you guys. So there was a part where I played at the beginning when Manny was talking with Julian, talking about put the fishes in the fish emojis in the chat. It was mocking Vero because when Vero was on the live with Manny, there was somebody saying that her punani smell like fish, basically. So he was mocking her because I guess he had banned her from his group now and blocked her. And now they were making fun of her, basically saying she smells like fish, if you know what I mean. So that's where all the fish part background is coming in. And there's a DM harassing her, which is from Manny, bringing up the fish thing again.
Books.
Yes,
Books.
archive books on books on books.
Oh, that's me saying it. Oh, that's like archives battle.
Oh, that was you?
That was me saying books. No,
I'm telling archives. I don't know if you've ever interacted with her.
Yeah. Yeah, she seems real happy that you're not around. She likes being the only sister for sure.
Good. She could be the only sister for the rest of her life, or whenever her time expires. Because even when her time expired this last time, the bitch came back. You know, because that's how she is. But anyways, that's okay. So that was during the weekend of right after the wedding, and we were inside of at the D inside of what's that hot dog place at? We were in there, and I'm looking and.
And mind you, she was really close with Manny and Julie. So she's talking about their wedding back in July. I'm not sure. I think it was last year because they had a 1-year anniversary this year. But they went to California. I think they were in either San Diego or somewhere for the wedding. And she went there. So she's talking about the wedding. When she says the wedding, she's talking about Manny and Julie's wedding.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And she thinks she's slick, just like she thinks she's slick. She in here now. She's been here all night. And the other one too. He's been here all night too. And let it be known. Okay. I know. I seen it. I seen it all. I know how you guys text. I know how you talk. You thought I was stupid. You thought I wasn't going to come in. But here I am. So then he says, "I need to talk to you about this situation." And I was like, "What's up?" Like, okay, say what you got to say. He was like, "I have several screenshots that the supporter sent me of her doing this to you for a while now." So he was aware. Other supporters or moderators put him up that she has been bullying me, cyberbullying me, and doing shit and saying all this shit for a long time. And he said, "How long will you be visiting?" And I was like, "Yeah, she's been bullying me a lot. I'm not sure." I told him I'm not sure. Because my daughter lives out there, so I don't ever have like a real like when I'm a checkout date. I just play it by ear. I buy a one-way ticket, And then from there, I figure like if I'm gonna stay 3 days, 5 days, 2 weeks, whatever. So, and I don't always be kicking it with them for the whole time I'm there. See, I've learned how to move and watching other people that have got these letters, what not to do and what to do. Don't be showing up too much. Don't be doing too much on the camera. Don't be this, that, and the other, because they don't like that shit.
Yeah.
And that's part of having boundaries. Those are their boundaries that they're setting with people.
And see, the reason why Manny and Julie do not like people standing out, like she's saying, don't move around a lot, don't steal the shine, because Manny is very narcissistic. He wants to be the center of attention. So he doesn't want any subscribers or people that are his Sin City family followers that are in his inside group to outshine him. So she's learned to dim her light and dim who she is around Sin City family, because if she stands out in any way, it's going to cause either some type of commotion, jealousy with Julie or Manny. Okay. And if it causes that, then they're going to get kicked out the group. And it feels as though Vero was outshining Julie. And I think that's probably what segued into her getting banned from the Sin City family group.
And people don't like that. People feel like because they gave them gifts or they bought them this, that, and the other, that they're entitled to their time. And, you know, they got to be with them. And because they showed up to Vegas, they better meet with them and they better do this and they better do that. Well, I knew better than to do shit like that. So he said, oh, yes. He said, yeah, definitely not cool. You don't know? When is your checkout date? Laugh out loud. He said, are you staying with your sister? I think he meant my daughter. I said, I don't have a checkout yet. He said, oh, we need to set up a date and time to have a conversation. And when people say that I need to talk to you and have a conversation later, I'm very impatient when people, I'm like, I want to know right now. Bitch, say what you got to say. I'm not playing this. I need to talk to you later, or we need to say, what do you have to say? And so he said, I'm at the Strat Suite, had to make sure that it's clean and didn't forget anything since it's checked out. We check like the hotel checks out in a few. And I was like, what? Laugh out loud. I know I'm bad. Don't tell. I wasn't satisfied and needed another drink. So I came to drink in the last couple beers and replied to all these speechy comments. Sheesh. And I was like, that's crazy. And he's like, is Squirrel with you? And I was like, tell him I might come by once I'm done cleaning out the weed crumbs. I'm like, wait a minute, might come by. Once I'm done cleaning out the weed crumbs and these speechy cans. And, you know, at this point, I'm like, okay, it's really starting to sound like him, but I'm still not too sure. He said, we'll have a little chat and decide what to do. There's a few things that I have noticed recently about you that concerns me a little bit. And I love you like a sister in all capitals. So I will tell you in person so you don't take it personally or get upset about it.
And mind you, this is Manny messaging a woman like this, talking about he want to meet up with her. And of course, he's going to put capital letters to say like a sister, because he's trying to lower her guard, lower her down so she can give in to whatever advances he's about to give. You know what I mean? This man just got married to Julie, and he's trying to make an advance toward this woman. And apparently, Vero's a really gorgeous Latina woman from what they have described her in the beginning of this live. But I didn't play that part because it's just like a lot going on.
I was like, no, it's fine. Tell me here. How do I even know this is the real you? It's a new account. And then he posts a picture of me, him, and her. So he said, how would I know about 520, silly? And I put, oh, okay, laugh out loud. He said, I use this account because the other one is also in her name. Is on her phone. And she likes to read along my conversations on that Sin City Family IG.
Now look at this other tea that's being shed here. Manny would create these fake accounts. So he had a lot of fake accounts on YouTube, and he would go on these, make these fake accounts, and he would go on Finny's live and watch everything. So as she's speaking right now, Manny is in one of his fake accounts, watching the whole live, like enraged. And that's why he ended up making those mockeries of her in the live, calling her fish emojis and all that, what we just played earlier, because he literally watches this stuff, guys. He watches these people on the lives, and then he goes after them. But right now he's trying to groom her through this fake account, trying to like get her to lower her guards, make her think that this is just a sister brother relationship, so he can, you know what I mean, make an advance towards her while he just got married. That's a mess.
Laugh out loud. He said, I also use this account to talk to Squirrel all night sometimes. Laugh out loud. Like we all used to. Laugh out loud.
God, Veto, you're saying the whole tea, girl.
I'm saying it all because you know what? I don't think I'm gonna be back in. I don't think I'm gonna be back in here to be doing all this again. So
No,
I
it's
might
fine.
as well just get
You know,
the fuck
spill
out.
the tea, say what
Yeah,
you got.
get it off your chest.
But before everything else, I know I have to interrupt. I have to interrupt this because let me just say, I know I don't want to make this person, because I really like him. Diesel, I never had an issue with you. Why are you being so mean to me? You're my brother. What the fuck? Somebody blocked you. I never blocked you. Just make that FYI. And I just messaged Poppy.
Laugh out loud. I promise you, sis, I never invited anyone to any of these rooms. I'm a night out and you know that. And I hate trying to make noise at the house. Feels like I'm living with my parents again. But hey, if I'm able to drive 5 to 8 minutes and not bother anyone, then it's all good in the hood.
So look how this is a typical behavior of a man who cheats. He's trying to like vent to her, telling her, you know, living with his wife, he feels like he's a child again and he has curfews and all this stuff, trying to make her feel sorry for him, make her think that he's in a bad situation so she can spread her legs. You know what I mean? See, Manny's not a faithful dude.
I was like, okay, for sure, I'll check. But first I want to know what you got to talk to me about. You need to tell me what concerns you have, what concerns you're having about me. He said, I'm done with this suite. I found bed. Sheesh, I'm imagine. Fine. Okay. He says, okay, I'm swinging by your crib for a few seconds. Put away your dirty socks. Laugh out loud. Then he asked me if my daughter is there. Is Mona there? Because I'm bringing her the nugget because my daughter smokes weed. We smoke weed. I found my daughter. I'm bringing her the nugget I found. Laugh out loud. And yes, this is why I'm talking real quick. I don't want you misunderstanding. Be there in 10 minutes. And I'm like, boy, bye.
Yeah, he's saying he's got a problem with you and he needs to like vet you basically, but then he's asking you for free room. That sounds wild. Like, what is it? Do you have a problem with me or do you want free room? Like, you're not getting both.
Right. And I'm at this point, I'm so confused. Girl, I drink every night while I'm, no, I don't drink every night while I'm there, but I drink, I'm up late, you know, it's Vegas. Like you party all night, you sleep during the day. So I was like, boy, bye. And the guys that are in here know me. Whenever they try and say something to me, I will do that real quick. If you know. So I'm like, boy, bye. If you want to talk quick, just call me. Because he used to call me with Squirrel. Yeah. And I had never talked to him up until Squirrel had put me on 3 with him. I had never talked to him. I never heard Manny's voice on the phone in these last 2 years, 2.5 years, up until maybe like a month before the wedding or so. And they would call me like a couple of times. Oh, during Regulators is when they were calling me. Him and Squirrel.
Even after his life, it would go. It would go on and on for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I'm just reading the comments. I think it's so funny, though. Sorry.
So you guys get the point. She's telling her story that Finny was trying to basically get over to her house and get some cookie. You know what I mean? And you can see at the bottom of this like screen. I don't know if you can see it because actually let me take my thing off. If you see here, you can see it scrolling. It says sendcityfamily@gmail.com. This is where they would email. He put that email on there because people would email him with clips, and they would all those videos that he was playing on the lives were from his subscribers. He never made any of those. Like Finny's not a tech. He's not like a technologically skillful dude. Like he does have some little things on his life I've seen that he did. But a lot of the compilations would come from people from his group and they would email him video clips. But this young lady here on the screen, she is talking about how basically she went to the wedding of Manny and Julie. And this man was basically trying to have relations with her. He was trying to go to her house to sleep with her, basically. Crazy work, y'all. Crazy work.
Sorry, guys. You guys are funny. And I wish I could have a convention just
or I'll just stay here for a few minutes and then go home. He thinks I'm scared. I'm not scared. I'm like, fuck the bullshit. What you got to say it now. Like, I'm your sister.
Yeah.
You
He
know?
should already know your personality. You're no coward.
No, I'm not. And if it's your brother and that's your sister, like, wouldn't you just say it?
And if you guys, let me take this part off. You see somebody put in the comment, they said, Sin City Diddy wise. So they were calling Manny like Diddy. They saying his behavior is similar to P. Diddy, that he was going around trying to sleep with these women that were his subscribers, grooming them, making them sound like he's a sister. They're sisters, but they're not. They're women that he's actually trying to sleep with. And Vero was one of those women.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to come over to where
Straight
I'm
up,
at.
just get it out.
Right. And at the end of the day, everybody knows that we're not blood related. I'm sister by Sin City family sister because we're a family, right?
Mm-hmm. According to him, but I don't know. He sounds like he's trying to get weird.
Right. So I'm just like, okay, you know what? Okay. So he's like, okay, next time, well, whatever, wrote you for tonight. I'll tell you what time. We've been texting forever. No advancement in our much needed convo. This is why I told you in big capital letters, we need to have a quick meeting and bring up anything that needs to be discussed. Anyways, I'm already back to comfortable mode laying down. I was like, okay, well, it was a pleasure knowing you. And then I laugh, he laughs, and then blah, blah, blah. Did you check about the good deal of the room? So blah, blah, blah. I say 200. Then he sends me some Expedia screenshots to get him some rooms on the strip. That's where he wants to be. He's saying he don't have a credit card. I could give
that's
you
what he
cash.
asked me too. And he said,
yeah,
to me. He's
yeah.
like,
So I end up telling him I don't got a car. I don't got I have cash on me. I can't run my card. I have to go to the bank. I don't have a car to get there. And so he ends up telling me that he's going to bring the money to me and I'll drop the cash off the front desk of the D, and you can, once you're ready to check out till 3, you can give me the key later, like 4:20. I said, I'm at Fremont, like I'm not at the D. And he's like, talk to me. Are you going to give me the room? Get you cash at the hotel, blah, 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 closer, this and that. No rooms, are super tiny. Oh, you're exaggerating. He's sending me all these stupid, those stupid fucking pictures that he puts on his screen, on his thumbnails?
Yeah.
All crazy. That shit is fucking crazy.
That looked nothing like him or Julie, and very photoshopped, just a head stuck on a very inflated body. Yeah,
Right.
There's something wrong mentally to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, people are seeing what you look like when you're live. Why put that on the thumbnail?
And this is crazy work. Imagine Manny watching this, guys. These are all his old subscribers on Finny's channel. Like Finny, like people think Finny was the main one trolling. No, he would just create the platform, and all these ex-Manny followers, sensitive followers, would go on the live and just, you can see they're all talking smack about him, like just saying about his pictures that he posts on his channel, and just like they're going in on him because they're disgruntled about all the stuff he had done to him. But this is crazy work. So it's like Finny just gave him a platform, and like Manny's pissed because he feels like he stole all his subscribers and over there making fun of him. But it's like, bro, like you blocked these people, you treated them poorly, you got rid of them from your group, and now when they leave your group and go somewhere else, all of a sudden now you mad at Finny because Finny took only a little bit of your followers. He has 2,000 subscribers and you have 46,000. Like, make it make sense. But Vero, she goes on and on and on, guys. She'll be going forever. I don't even know how long. I'm going to play a little bit more of her video and then we'll move on. Actually, do you guys want to hear this more or should we move on? Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to hear more of her story, or we'll move on to something else. If I don't see a 1 in the chat, I'm going to stop it right now. Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I don't have a 1 in the chat. Y'all don't want to hear no more of her story. Okay. All right, so we're going to move on really quick to this video that I wanted to show you, because the people who are involved in the murder, as you know, Manny, who was involved, And the people who knew these individuals, they were talking about how unusual his live was. They were saying how they were rushing through the Bellagio and the different parts of Las Vegas, whereas they usually take their time. It takes them about an hour to even get to the Bellagio. But this is weird on this night because they were like walking really fast. So I found this video footage of Julie. This video that you're seeing that's captured here is from Julie's camera. And you could just notice the speed in which they're walking. It's very odd for them, which is what Lala was describing in the last, not this clip, but the clip prior to that. Lala was saying how she felt it was unusual for them to walk really fast. Well, this video demonstrates what she was saying. So look how fast the camera's going. It looks like they're on a mission. This camera is moving really fast. They're swifting through the crowd. Like they're walking, speed walking, and that's just not normal. Like if you know Sin City family, they're usually taking their time. They're engaging with the people. They're like stopping. They're taking pictures, all stuff. But look how they're in a rush. Look how fast Julia's walking through the crowd. It's very odd. Like Lala was saying, like they're on a mission. They're getting through the crowds. There's people who are on the chat sending super chats. Normally they acknowledge the super chats, but they're not even saying anything to their subscribers. It's just very odd. This has music, so I'm not really playing it. See?
I feel like it's more hot right here because of the water. Guys, how many likes do we got? Get to 100.
So really the only acknowledgement that Julie says is how many likes do we have? Let's get to 100. But it's very odd because they're walking like they're like on a mission. Like you can see how fast, like where are they trying to get to? That's why people are saying they were all on a mission to find Finny and Bubbly at this point. This is right before the shooting, basically.
Hi, Deborah. Arlene. Deborah's waiting for the water. It's too hot right here.
This part in the clip, you can see they're still walking unusually really fast, but right here where my mouse is on Finny. This is Finny right here. He's looking at his camera and he's looking over by the water, but he's like talking to his stream right now. He's like looking at the stream, talking to them. Bubbly's going to be somewhere over here. You're going to see how her camera pans. But the weird part is how fast she's moving through that crowd. That's not a normal behavior of Manny and Julie. And we know that because we heard from Lala, who knows them very well in our last, not the clip I just did of Vero, but the clip before that. Lala is saying how this is unusual behavior. And you see the camera, right? The arrow's pointing at Bubbly. This is Bubbly. It's blurry. Sorry, the camera's blurry, but this is Bubbly. And this right here is Finny. And the person who's holding this camera is Julie. And she pointed the camera right at Bubbly and Finny. It's as if she was giving the green light. And if you've been on this live, you know this is a similar behavior what Julie does. When Manny is about to do something wrong or criminal, you notice in the last video I showed you, like a few videos, it's a few hours ago, guys. It's been on live for a while. But a few videos back, when Manny hit Finny in the back, Julie, when she was videotaping, she turned her camera away so that it could prevent the camera from seeing the criminal conduct. Well, she's going to do the same action here which again shows her pattern and mode of operandi, how she operates, which demonstrates to us, in my humble opinion, that she knew this was going to happen and they planned it out. They discussed it at the house. And this was the mission for why they even came here in the first place, because they never stopped to enjoy the environment. That's how they normally are known to do. They're known to sit at every area, talk, take pictures, videotape, socialize, and then they kind of segue to the next. But it was just very weird for them to just like race through the crowd for some odd reason. And of course, her disingenuous scream, it sounded so fake. I mean, if you wanted to call somebody for Hollywood to be an actress, she would not be the one to be called, because she is not convincing at all, right? So that was kind of the information we're delving in today, guys. I know I gave you a lot to dissect it. I know I'm very thorough in my information, but that's just how I operate. You guys can take your time, go over certain clips, and then look at other stuff. But I have another, yeah, exactly. The person in the chat says she knew. She did know. Exactly. She knew. She knew. She planned it. This is her operation, how she operates. They talked about it. He told her what, he got her prepared. Because there's a video that I actually watched of Manny. And Manny talks about how, you know, when if he were to commit a crime, then he would want to get his wife prepared for him being away. He said that in a video. I don't even know if I can find it now. I've watched so many videos, guys. If I ever find that video, I'll come back live one day and show you the clip. But he talks about how, like, if he has to commit a crime and he knows he's going to go away for a long time, or he's trying to defend his family, then he usually prepares his family for that, him being away. So I feel as though they talked about this. They planned it out. It was weird how they were in unison in their speed. They're both walking very fast on a mission. They're not stopping to talk. Julie's not finding his behavior odd. So I feel like they already discussed the plan, and she was going along with the plan. And she knew he was going to be away for a long time, because I think, honestly, Julie was fed up with Manny. Manny was abusive. Manny had alcohol problems. He was defecating on walls and stuff at the house. The son had to get involved. I think Julie was already fed up with him, and she was like, I can kill 3 birds with 1 stone. I can get rid of Finny and Bubbly, who keep harassing me, making fun of my appearance, my chin, and all this stuff, you know, because her insecurity was her chin. That's why she got liposuction on her chin, because she had like a turkey neck, and she basically got liposuction on her neck to kind of make her chin look thinner. So like they were really banking on that insecurity in her. And I played that AI video that they played to mock her and stuff. So she wanted them dead anyway. So she felt like, hey, I get all 3 things I want. I get Finny and Manny out, and I get the man that has been abusing me. I can't get rid of him. I can't divorce him. I can't leave him, because he's going to unalive me too. She knows how crazy Manny is. Okay. She's stuck in that relationship for life. So don't you think maybe she had a different plan in her mind, that maybe she wanted to get rid of Manny? Okay. Maybe this woman would plan it all. This woman might be involved behind all this mess. But anyways, we about to wrap it up. But I do want to wrap it up with this video from the district attorney. He's going to deliver his opinion. It looks like he's going to give the death penalty in this case. And he also gives some type of his opinion on what he thinks about the self-defense claim.
The initial arraignment for Mr. Manuel Ruiz. He has been charged with 2 counts of murder with use of a deadly weapon. Today was just the arraignment, where he was informed of the charges. His next court date is in about 3 weeks, because he's indicated desire to potentially hire private counsel.
And let me explain to you what an arraignment is. An arraignment is when the judge will first read off the pleadings of what the exact charges that defendant is facing. Usually at this time, they're going to either have an attorney that's with them, or they will be appointed an attorney at this time. And sometimes what the attorney may or may not do, they will go ahead and continue the case to the next court date for the defendant to enter a plea. And that will trigger the time, basically the timeline, the clock. There's this clock in judicial proceedings where they have to get certain things accomplished. And if they don't get them accomplished at a certain time frame, then it gives a defendant a cause of action to dismiss the case. So once he enters that plea, then the time starts to tick. And that means in a matter of a few, time period, they must have a preliminary hearing within that time period, unless Manny waives it. It looks like Manny waived his hearing. He waived his constitutional right to a certain time frame of a preliminary hearing. He basically is just going to go ahead and just waive that and willing to delay his preliminary hearing, which is where they put on probable cause worth standard of evidence to show the crime has been committed. It's like the lowest standard of proof. But that's what he was talking about when he said arraignment. It's just the initial court appearance where they're read the pleadings by the judge. The judge will tell him, hey, these are the charges you're going to be facing. Would you like to have it, attorney appointed to you, or would you like to retain an attorney? It looks like Manny said he wanted to retain an attorney.
I would like to talk about something. I've received a lot of inquiries and a lot of questions about the safety of this community, in particular the Las Vegas visitors a year, not to mention all of the Las Vegas Strip. And it is a safe place. So this incident involving Mr. Ruiz is extremely serious. I believe that justice will be served, but I want to assure this community and this country that Las Vegas is a safe place to visit. Okay, so.
No, that was a political stunt right there. He was trying to say how safe Las Vegas is because Las Vegas depends heavily on tourists to come there. That's how they make their money. The economy can't survive in Nevada without tourists. So what happened here, Manny chose the wrong place to do this crime. They are going to throw the book at him and they're going to make an example out of this man because what he has done with this shooting is he's messing with Nevada's money, and Nevada don't play when it comes to their money. So they're going to go full force on him. And that's why this district attorney is trying to emphasize here, which is why I'm skipping this part, how safe Nevada is. And he wants people to still go there. They're mad at Manny. The authorities are mad at Manny. The district attorney is. Everybody mad at Manny. And it's crazy. I'm going to say why they're mad is because they have the death penalty in Nevada. And the last time they did a death penalty was back in 2001 or 2006. I think it is 2006. So the fact that he's saying he's considering the death penalty tells you something right there. The district attorney and all the officers and the government there is pissed off, y'all. They are mad at what Manny did because he's messing with their money. And people don't like anybody messing with their money. Look what Manny did. He unalived Finny and Bubbly because they were messing with his money and his mind. And look what now the district attorney about to do. They about to throw the book at him and take his life like, bruh, you messing with our money. And when you messing with our money, we about to come for you. If they haven't had the death penalty since 2006, y'all, the fact that he even said he's considering it should tell you something. I don't know if he's actually going to go through with the death penalty. He might just use it as a way to get Manny to plea out, but we'll see how it goes. But the fact that he said he's considering it is it should really be a important fact you want to look at because, again, Nevada hasn't had a death penalty case since 2006.
Some questions.
Diego, so there are some people saying that they believe that Manuel Ruiz's wife should also be facing criminal charges. Any comment on that?
Just that it's an ongoing investigation. This just happened a few days ago, and I am confident that Metro is going to look at every single aspect of this case. If they submit something over to us for consideration, we'll consider it.
No, that was a key question. I don't know if you guys caught that, but one of the reporters asked specifically about Julie. They want to know, they said there's a lot of people online saying that Julie was involved in this. Are you guys going to consider charges against Julie? And what he's saying is he doesn't know, basically. He's waiting to see if the officer is going to give him some more evidence, basically. And they don't have much evidence on them because they carefully thought this whole thing out, which is why after the shooting happened, Julie immediately called the cops to say, I think my husband shot someone. They all talked about this because Manny didn't want her to go to prison because he wanted her to stay out of prison to take care of their 3 kids. So they carefully thought this out. He's like, you're going to call the police. You're going to turn me in. I get it. I'm about to go to jail. Like, Manny did not care. Like, people think that he cares about jail and he's in jail saying, I shouldn't have done this. No, Manny, like I told you guys from the beginning of my live, we went over about 10 minutes worth of video clips of Manny talking about how he was going to take out and unalive Finny and Bubbly and how he was trying to get his followers to do it for him, basically telling them, hey, whoever's my enemy, they're your enemy too. You need to go out and find these people. He was telling them to go to their house. He was telling them throw rocks at the 2nd floor to get their attention to come out. He was telling them to take photos of the incident. And if they took photos, he was going to give them a t-shirt as a reward, which is kind of weird. You will have somebody engage in criminal conduct for a t-shirt. Make it make sense. So basically, at this time, I don't think Julie's going to be charged, guys. I don't think they have enough evidence on her. If they did, they would have been arrested her by now. I promise you. I don't think they're going to charge her. You know what I think they're going to do? They're going to find some type of incriminating evidence on her, and they're going to try to basically tell her, hey, you could be a witness for the state in this case, and you won't go to jail, and we'll give you immunity. But if you don't, then you might be facing some charges, Miss Julie. So I think that's what they're going to do. They really don't want Julie like that. They more so want to use her as a witness in the case. So they might try to get something on her just so they can use it as a way to use her as a witness against Manny. But we shall see. This woman is very diehard and loyal to Manny. So we'll see how this thing pans out. But the fact that I haven't seen her arrested yet, I find that to be interesting. I feel like there's not enough evidence, but we'll see.
A case where there was a lot of video captured from people who were on the strip filming, as well as the cameras in the hotel. Does this make it easier for your office to prosecute?
Absolutely. You know, in the last 5, 10, 15 years, with cameras everywhere, whether they be home surveillance, Ring videos, or the commercial establishments that most of them have surveillance video, prosecutions are a lot easier nowadays because oftentimes we have so much video evidence.
Is the death penalty a possibility for you? Is that something you're office?
Well, this is a case involving the death of 2 innocent people. And whenever we have a situation where 2 people are killed needlessly, senselessly, it's always an option, and that will be something we'll look at in the coming weeks.
What do you think about the self-defense?
So his question tells me that he really hasn't really considered the death penalty yet. It seems like he didn't even put it on the table yet, but he's saying it's a possibility. So we don't even know if it's really going to happen. But the way he answered that question, it tells me he hasn't even proposed that to be an option. He might use it as a way, again, to try to get Manny to persuade him to plea for a life sentence, but we'll see. Another thing, I think the prosecutor doesn't know this case really well. He said that this involves 2 innocent people. I promise you this, the defense attorney is going to slaughter that statement in court. They are going to create Fanny and Bubbly as the most horrific, tormenting bullies online that tormented this man and his family and his children to the point where it drove him to a straight underlying psychosis that make him snap. And it basically was they're going to claim it was a heat of passion, that he lost his mind when he saw Manny, he saw them, and he snapped. That's why my title is Sin City Manny Snapped After Years of Trolling. That is going to be the whole entire theory of the defense attorney. So this prosecutor is telling me he really doesn't know the full underlying facts of this case. He needs to delve more deeper into this case, and he needs to really, number one, he's going to have to educate the jury about how, Finny and Bubbly was, because if he doesn't get ahead of that, it's going to cause him to really fumble in court in front of a jury, because the defense is going to dismantle the victims down to a pulp. I promise you. When you watch this trial, you will see that they are going to have volumes of evidence because it's all on camera, and they're going to demonstrate and break down every nook and cranny of how they feel and how Manny felt like he was dismantled. And the reason why he wants to retain a private attorney is because it probably the PD wants him to plea out already. Probably doesn't really care to look into the full facts of his case. And he wants to get a private attorney because he wants that private attorney to really flesh out all the details of how this man felt tormented and he felt thrust and felt pressured like he had no choice to commit this crime. So I wanted to really shed light on that to you guys as viewers, because this case is not as cut and dry as people think. People think, oh, well, he's on camera, he shot him, it's case clean, closed. No, this case is going to be a little bit more different than the cases we see average in a normal criminal case. The victims are not so sympathetic in that, you know, they have a part to play in this. They did taunt this guy just as much as he taunted them. And the defense attorney is going to really, really hang his hat on that. And they're going to slowly but surely, they're going to present evidence upon evidence, witness upon witness, testimony, video upon video content, testimony, all these little YouTube channel videos you're seeing, they're going to play that in court. They're going to try to find a way to get around evidentiary issues to get those videos in court to show the torment that Manny is going to claim he had undergone and his family had undergone, to the point where he felt like he had no other choice but to defend his family. Now, will that win in court? I don't know. It depends on the jury. It depends on this prosecutor, whether he really gets ahead of it. He educates the jury. He tries to get the jury to understand all of the intricate parties. And he does admit that the Finny and Bubbly aren't so innocent in this situation. He's going to have to admit that. He's going to have to get ahead of it. If he doesn't, he's going to lose credibility with the jury. And, you know, Manny could easily get off with a voluntary manslaughter. He could easily. It's going to come. This case is not as clean as people think. I just want you guys to think a little bit more about that. And like Ms. Mar said, they're going to try to make an example out of him. But if Manny gets the right attorney, guys, and the prosecutor slips up and they don't come out clean with the fact that Finny and Bubbly aren't so innocent in this equation, the jury could easily find empathy on the side of Manny and give him voluntary manslaughter, which means he'll have a less sentence. Do I think that's going to happen? You know, I really don't know. I'm not going to be overzealous and say either way. It's going to really come down to the attorneys. It's going to come down to the attorneys involved in this situation. Yeah, like Cookie said, he does need a psych eval, and I probably suspect that the attorney who is going to work with him will probably request that they get a psych evaluation going on him. Yeah, this is going to be a very long, extensive trial with a lot of volume of evidence, a lot of video footage. I wanted to do this video to help people see his side of it, and also, you know, look at it from different angles, because it's not just a cut and dry situation, and we can't just look at it from, oh, the victims. And also, honestly, I feel empathy. This by no means justifies what happened to Finny and Bubbly, but I'm trying to look at it as an attorney perspective, given my career, and looking at it from the attorney perspective and not from, you know, a YouTuber perspective. These are different evidentiary issues that will come out in court, and they could make or break a case depending on the skills of the attorneys involved. And if they educate the jury and they pick the right jury, because if they don't pick the right jury, there could be a jury that easily feels empathy for Manny and give him voluntary manslaughter, and he gets a shorter sentence. Now, if we got a good, skillful prosecutor and she picks her right panel, he or she, and they come out straight up clean and say, look, we admit Finny wasn't that innocent. We admit that he was involved and he instigated this. But did he deserve to die? No. And then they would have to really go into that. But if they don't, and they just kind of try to paint this man as an angel, it'll backfire on them. And a jury, being as intelligent as a jury is, I'll tell you that, you can't fool a jury. Manny could easily get a voluntary manslaughter. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't think so. I mean, they probably will more so likely end up with a murder. But I'm just saying that's probably what defense attorney is going to end up doing. All right, guys, thank you for watching. And I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you learned something from this story and this deep dive, and you get a full picture of what was going on with the parties. Like, comment, and subscribe.